So mic's alive and boom, we're on screen. Welcome aboard, everybody. My name is Doobyis. This is Fly in Formation interview series where I'm talking to artists across the country, tapping in with people who I don't know much about to learn more about their local scenes, as well as catching up with people who, you know, I've been watching work for the past 15, 20 years, whatever it's been. And Mitchell Lawler is one of those dudes. So yeah, welcome aboard, man. Been appreciating your music for a long time. You know, came up on the Edmonton scene along beside you, and it's always been a pleasure watching you work, man. You've always been super focused and whatnot, dude. But
thank you.
Yeah, been looking forward to talking to you. Thanks
You
for
too,
taking
man.
the time, dude.
My pleasure, man. No, yeah, I've known you. I feel like you were one of like the first, because I don't know, when you remember when I came up, I was like fresh out of high school. Like I had like pop rap kind of, like I was just brand new to it, so I wasn't like that dope, you know.
Dude, I can remember.
You were one of the dudes that was cool to me. That's all I'm saying. Cause some guys were salty, like grown ass adults, like, this fucking, look at this fucking kid, you know. But you were cool though. You were cool.
I always straddled the line, man. And even to this day, I feel like, you know, I can vibe with all different lanes of hip hop. Like you get some guys who really only fuck with backpack rap, or some guys who really only fuck with like, you know, street rap or whatever, just people who really stay in their own lane or whatever. And I kind of, as long as there's some lyricism going on, I can find something to appreciate. And even beyond that, man, something I've always appreciated about you has just been like your business hustle. Like you're always out there putting in work, shaking hands and making moves or whatever. So
shaking hands, kissing babies. Yeah, I guess I appreciate that too. I've definitely been about my business for sure. I try to be anyways.
Hell yeah, man. So new project coming up, right? Is it actually going to be called Bad Habits, or is that just the name of the first single?
So yeah, I mean, I guess I have a few projects. I haven't really talked about this publicly. Wow. We about
exclusives.
Yeah,
World
I did
premiere. Yeah.
I feel, you know, sorry, the Kush is catching up to me now.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to, like, you know, tell the title or release date, that's all good. But even just talk about it in vagaries, you know.
I'm just locking in here. All right. Yeah. So the one with Bad Habits, that's with my homie Prime Meridian. He's a producer. He DJs as well. When I toured last, he was like the tour DJ. So like that's my dog.
Nice. Edmonton based dude, right? Prime Meridian.
He's been in Edmonton since kind of his college days, and like that's where we met way back then. So, and we were always like really good friends. And then he got into producing later. But anyways, Prime Meridian, my dog.
Yeah.
He and I have a project we've been like loosely working on since kind of like post-COVID time. So now we're gonna, maybe even sooner, honestly. I'd have to fact check. But yeah, so that was like the first track that we had finished and put out, and we're like both like super stoked about. It was a bit of an iterative process. But yeah, he's just a very dope producer that makes sounds that I probably wouldn't make myself, which is nice value add. And he's just got good taste, and like, you know, we would go to the same shows type of vibe.
Have you dabbled in producing yourself before?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some of the tracks I have out that I've produced on them, and I definitely like, I mean, executive, like every track I'm very involved in until like the final process. Like I'm pretty, I mean, maybe to a fault in some senses, but I'm pretty hands-on, or like pretty like in the loop. Like I don't really, I'm just very involved. It's just like my whole thing.
As far as like being in the studio while the beat's being made and stuff, is that?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's the case. But like once it's in my hands though, like I'm saying, like for the recording, like we always do, anytime we record, I'm like, okay, well, here are the vocals. How can we make that production fit the vocals a little bit better? And I just call it backseat producing. Like I'll usually backseat produce, at the very least, my own shit, like just overseeing it, like the genuine production.
Right.
And there's also times where I'm taking the stems home, chopping them up, or even in some of the cases of the tracks that I have out, I'm producing them and doing like all of the arrangement. Usually the arrangement changes often. Like I don't think I've ever started with someone else's beat to start and it been like, that's the exact arrangement. Like I usually have some input. And
as far as like add a bridge here or there, change up.
Yeah, maybe let's add like a little bit of a different drum pattern here. Like, can we do a cut here? Like my stuff's very detailed like that, to a fault. Like I definitely like have over explored and not overexplore. That's not a fair thing. I think it's always fun to explore, but
Stepped
I've
on some
definitely,
producers' toes along the way, maybe.
I mean, certainly, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I don't, with like not in a with bad intention or with malice. I'm just
Yeah.
probably annoying sometimes, but it's because I'm so fixated on the outcome being to the standard and sort of fulfillment that I want. Because I don't. What's really the point of like making art if you're not um well, I'm not always going to enjoy making art, but I like when I think about I want to make it a business. So then my song is my product, and then everything that goes with it, the visuals, whether it's photography, video content, short form, or music video type stuff. Like that's a representative and a reflection of
Yeah.
me and my craft, like my dedication to an art form. So it still needs to be fulfilling, but it also needs to be a great product to connect with people. So that's why I'm very involved because I don't want to, like there's times where I trust people and I'm like, hey, there's some certain scenarios or certain whatever it is, a transition in this section or like why don't I've had other people mix my stuff like Shay Michael most recently mixed Bad Habits, like he did the finishing mix and then he did the master as well. But coming into it, me and Patty had already decided a lot of how the instrumental would be mixed ourselves. I did all the vocal editing like ahead of time, like all the time editing, you know.
As far as like bumping dubs around and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
comping any tuning necessary, like I'm doing all that. Like for me, I'm like I'm the vocal producer
Yeah.
generally, and like even I'll send experience like the crazy reverb throw or delay throw in a certain area, or you know what I'm saying, like
That's
every
probably a good way to do it, man. A lot of the time, like, it annoys me when other people try to comp my vocals or whatever. If they've got three versions of the same verse from me, and it's up to them to choose that shit, I'd rather have that in my own hands too. But the mixing
yeah.
part, they can handle, you know.
I mean I love the mixing. I'm into engineering. Like I'm definitely
Are you
no, I
like
love
super
yeah.
tech guy? Like, are you always upgrading
Super
your
what,
gear?
sorry?
Super like tech based guy? Like, I know you built a studio recently, or kind of have your own
Um
studio now. At least you mentioned that on your
I've
last album.
definitely I've definitely had my like splurges. Like right now, like I'm in this space that I haven't treated, so it sounds really reflective.
Right.
But yeah, like, here is like the battle station, and I have a booth right there. Um, this couch is actually quite comfy. Probably won't keep the paper rolls in here and shit. And there's a lot of space here, piano over here and stuff. This is a crop, and
Yeah.
we'll have to do a crib studio tour next time. But yeah,
Once
I
you get the
definitely like,
fluorescent lights up, right? That's the number one for the studio.
yeah, I
Studio
feel
foam
like
and fluorescent lights, man.
yeah, I feel like people love the fucking. Well, you mean you got the purple shit going on right now, but
Hell
like
yes, man.
the LED strips, like the Philips Hue, like that shit got really big. I definitely have a few Philips Hue. I haven't really been using them. I'm gonna go on a tangent, but yeah, they're kind of hoping a whole tech.
Tangents, that's what we're here for,
And
man.
it's
Yeah.
like they stopped working after a few years, and I was like, bitch, I'm not gonna spend another 200 fucking dollars on some shit that you guys can't even guarantee won't work. It won't connect to the bridge anymore. I bought the bridge. It's worked fine before. Like the lights still turn on purple, and they're only purple forever, and I cannot access them from the app.
Man, yeah. My app
Yo,
is
Phillips, if
kind
you
of
see
doing
this,
that to me too. Yeah. I almost got to
Phillips, if you
upgrade.
see this, I
Yeah.
want a fucking partial refund or better tech support to get my products to work.
Yeah. Dude, there's so
Whoa.
many billionaire companies that just like don't give a fuck about tech support.
Yeah, I mean they did reply to my shit and like they used whatever like knowledge base they have, but I was literally like, bro, like it didn't work. It didn't work and it used to work and they're not broken. They turn on. It's your software. I got the most recent OS, the most
The
recent app
software
update.
upgrades, that's what fucks everybody
I
over,
scanned the
man.
fucking QR code. I registered the product. Like, what is going on? You know?
Yeah, dude. It's
How
always
diligent can
something.
I be about my purchase?
For real.
I got the receipts in the QuickBooks, automatic receipt attachment. Like I got the receipts, but anyways, just
Goddamn unaccountable billionaires, man. Yeah,
yeah,
man,
come
I
on,
hear
man.
you.
I want a billion so I can be more accountable.
Well, so that you don't have to be accountable to anybody. You can just sit back and do whatever the fuck you want to do once you
Yeah, I
get that
think if you
money.
got a billion, like you're good.
You're pretty
Like
much
you're
set
more
free.
than good. Man, what would I even do with $1 billion? If I had a billion, I'd probably build better roads here. Like I would be like, I'm the city planner now. and I'm gonna build the whole city. But how much is $1 billion really in a budget for a
For a
fucking?
city, it might not go too far. You'd build a couple of overpasses or whatever with
That's
it.
it.
Yeah,
A couple
I feel like they there's so many crooked handshakes going on with those type of contracts that
city,
yeah, the construction companies are overcharging and then everything is costing way too much,
dude.
man.
Okay, I actually love city planning. Out of high school, you want to hear funny? You know what? I will tell this story.
Let's hear it.
I out of high school, like in high school, I really like math and shit, like calculus and that stuff, physics, that type of shit. So I was like, hey, these are the classes that are the most interesting to me. I'm gonna have to go to university and get some bread. Otherwise, life is gonna suck. Okay, these are the subjects I like because you're just getting conditioned to be like, these are the things you need for life. Make one of these your personality.
Yeah,
Um,
choose well.
yeah, yeah. It's not
Good
that
luck,
rigid, but
kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Kind of the good luck. Like that's when we can start talking about like post-secondary education and shit. It's a bit like the route is not that obvious. Unless you want to be in academia. But anyways, I got into engineering out of high school and I wanted to do, I'm really fascinated with city planning. So that's why like when I was like, I got $1 billion, I never really looked at the budgets though. I'd probably have a budget guy. But project managing and shit. Anyways, I wanted to go in city planning and I really like, city building video games and shit.
Oh yeah,
Lego.
like the old Sim City stuff, that type of city
Yeah,
management stuff. Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Dude, I had a friend who did
I'm roller
like
coaster
park
tycoon,
planning
man.
for Calgary. Actually, he was and
All
like
right.
neighborhood planning and shit like that. But
Just like, guys,
seemed
let's
like a
have a
decent
path
gig.
right here,
Yeah, yeah.
Let's make sure it's
Somebody's got to do it.
level
That's the
and
thing. Yeah, make
there's
sure that the water
drainage.
is going to drain to the right spot. I think
Is this
that's the biggest.
sustainable? Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Can I justify how people will get recreation out of this path? Got to write some proposal to city council, and it's like
Shouts
a
out to
fucking
Calgary
grant
water
application.
drainage right now. I hope that went well. They had like that huge water main break there yesterday.
I did
Where,
not know that.
oh yeah, all their streets were flooded because of
Are you serious?
this
Oh my
huge
God.
fucking water main break. Yeah, I
Is
saw
it is
pictures
it
and shit.
like is there city and well, I'm sorry, I need to look
It's not like it's not like that one flood 10 years ago or whatever, whenever that was in Calgary. But
okay,
it
okay.
was it was
Sorry,
like
sorry. I thought you were breaking some news to me just now, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
I mean,
whoa.
if you search like Calgary water main break, you'll
I see
definitely
it.
see some pictures, with fucking streets full of water or whatever. But it
Okay.
wasn't, flooding everybody's houses. I don't think.
This doesn't look bad at all. This doesn't seem.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like one road got fucked up.
yeah. I don't know. I just saw
Come on,
some
man. Okay,
pictures of it,
I thought it was catastrophic floods when I had to like check in on people to be like, "Are you good?"
but no. I think everybody should have survived that one. But yeah, the water shortage may be a little bit worse this summer. People should stop watering their fucking lawns, I think. But
I don't have a lawn. I'm
yeah,
not a part of the problem. I'm not
there
a
you
part of the
go.
system.
There you go. We're part of the solution, man. That's us over here.
I'm
So,
so poor. I don't have a lawn. How
did you
can you guys put this on me?
you
I
mentioned
only
that?
shower and drink water.
Yeah, right. It's not us. It's the big business that's ruining the world, man. Yeah, we can only do so
My
much as
carbon
the
footprint is like a
individual.
size 10, maybe. I even turn off the lights before I leave. I don't leave the air conditioning on when I'm not home.
I don't know, man. You're flying around quite a bit, aren't you? You get OT
Flying?
quite a
No.
bit. No, no.
No, I don't really fly. I wish I was Mr. 305 or something, but I'm not. Um,
Shit, man.
no,
One day, one day.
I definitely I have driven a bunch around Alberta. Like I've definitely hoofed my way around Alberta a few times, but they'll cut that out. Take that out.
You, you
It's not
mentioned
making me look that sick right now, dude. No, I'm just
you mentioned the tour though with Post Meridian as your DJ.
yeah,
Where'd you guys hit? Was it all around
Alberta
Alberta?
and Saskatchewan.
Nice, man. Okay.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
toured further than that ever, or
No,
how far
I
out have
would
you got?
so I that's as far as I've gone, but I booked so this is I'll talk about that. Yeah. So I booked that myself and it was like after the first COVID wave. I don't remember the exact because there was a few times where they're like, it's all good. It's not as good as we thought. It's
Yeah.
pretty good, guys, but not as good as we once made it. And we're actually going to take it down a notch. And then, okay, you guys are going to
You can book a show, but everybody has to stand 10 feet apart or whatever.
some
Yeah.
shit like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There was, but it was province to province
Right.
differences.
Yeah.
So I booked it in one of the lulls successfully, but BC was not in that lull. So you couldn't be outside fucking around, moving around and shit. And yeah, it was more challenging because we could only go to Alberta
The
and
conservative
Saskatchewan.
provinces. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it was like where I didn't even, I think I looked into Winnipeg. I don't remember. I remember, I think I was considering Winnipeg, but when I looked at like the travel, just like from like, like an investment, like how much gas is it going to take for me to haul my dogs and a trailer full of merchant gear there?
Yeah.
Like a lot
Long
actually.
ass
Like,
drive, man. Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's like it's pretty far out from even Saskatoon. So like what's the like unless I'm gonna continue east or catch it on the way back, even then loads of driving.
Yeah.
To go all the way out to Winnipeg, it's like, okay, well, I also wanted to do Saskatoon and Regina on that one. So when you look at a map, like you would probably want to do those in one jaunt. Like you don't really want to be going out to like Saskatchewan a second time. You know
No.
what I mean? Because of
Yeah.
how far it is, like between Edmonton and Saskatoon, what is that, like 5.5 hours?
Something
Five
like
hours.
that, at least. Yeah.
Regina's
I
like
would
eight,
think.
8.5 when
Yeah.
I headed out there. Like if you actually want to like take breaks and not like pass every single person on the highway,
Right. Yeah.
I'll do that if I have to, but it's preferable not to.
Yeah.
Just to spin
It's
cruise
better
control.
not to risk being pulled over on a lot of tours too. I think a lot of people are driving slow on the tour bus or whatever.
I
The
had, dude,
tour
we had
van.
a fucking Kia Sorento with some tires that like I had changed them, but they weren't that good. It felt like still driving through the winter into
Oh yeah.
Saskatoon. We got to Saskatoon and Regina. It was cold. Like we went too late. I would never want to go that late again unless I was like way bigger with a tour bus, so it was more comfortable. Like, cause we were the fucking like we're the the stage hands and everything. Like
Yeah.
we're also
Plugging the
like
equipment in and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, which is fine. Like I'm not like, oh, we
You're
are
not
hard
above that.
artists.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm also not like being dramatic about it, like, but we are hardworking. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm just saying it's particularly less comfortable in the fucking dead of winter in Saskatoon and Regina,
That's super real, man. That's why
Uh,
grants are important out here because
yeah,
touring
we
is
got
no fucking fun.
yeah, we did get a grant to help us with that at that time, which was nice.
Nice.
It wasn't a crazy amount, but I was like, oh, okay, sweet. Like this really took a lot of pressure off. It ended up being a good tour anyways. But yeah, so I'll tell you about it. We went, I guess I could pull up uh, like a tour poster. But yeah, we basically started, like we had it in Edmonton.
If you send me the
Um,
tour poster, I'll superimpose it on here on the YouTube
yeah,
version. Yeah.
sure. Reels. Oh no, post. Wow. I feel like I should have had this handy. Um,
Well, no,
well,
send
whatever.
it to me after the fact. I mean, and then when I edit
Oh,
the live stream here, I'll put it onto the like, post version
nice.
over on YouTube.
What's the chat saying? Is anyone going crazy in chat?
DJ Dice is checking in. He was commenting on
Oh,
what we were talking about with
oh, was he sick?
Calgary. Yeah, my homie D's is here too. Shouts to them.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's up, everybody?
yeah. We got a few
Oh
other
shit.
people who are just lurking.
Oh, DJ Dice open for Mitch. Was that he's talking about you guys?
Yeah. He was like,
And then yeah, you said I don't remember what time you would have opened for me, but yeah, then I remember you invited me onto your local show, and I was like, man, you're a good guy.
yeah,
I'll do that show.
dude. I remember setting that show up and just thinking like, well, this dude's got a fan base that isn't my fan base. Maybe we
It was
can.
the right idea. It was the
Yeah.
right idea. I think at that timing, I wasn't able to give that show specifically like full gas when I think in retro. Like I still brought like, I don't know, like 10 or 15 people out. Like,
You know what? It still filled that little venue up, and yeah,
yeah.
I think people walked away thinking that it was. It's nice when you can see a bunch of locals do a show like that. I think more
Yeah.
of that type of shit needs to happen. A lot of MCs get in the game and think that they can't do shows like that, and it's like, no, you can just phone up the pubs and see if they'll fucking rent you a place. It's not that
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah. It's not that deep.
Yeah,
Yeah. So to that point, like just on the word of tour,
yeah,
yeah, the best thing, and we can talk about this. I saw you talk about it before, but like the best thing you can do as an artist is to, well, yeah, you have to connect with your fans first, but like if they want to support you, that they will want to do that financially if they have a strong enough like excitement and attachment, involvement, support, emotional
for real.
to your art and what you're doing, which is great. That's how you find your people and shit. Um, yeah, they'll want to support you financially. So one of the best ways you can do that is, well, I mean, ticket sales is definitely like a grind. Like it would be something you'd want to automate in the long run,
Yeah,
but like you're better off financially, at least depending on the situation, usually just booking your own shit. That's definitely something I wish I would have done sooner because it would have forced me to get a little bit more intelligent. Cause I was always very like business minded, but there was definitely a period of time where I wasn't as engaged with music and there's more of like a lull period of of just like a turnover,
Dude,
in
my
terms of like
observation has
getting
always,
cash. You know what I'm saying? Like, go
yeah.
ahead.
So my observation's always been that, like, you know, you tapped in with some promoters, and like you always worked at bars and shit, right? So like
Yeah.
you were out meeting people, shaking hands all the time as your job. And like I think it probably helped as compared to if you were like a welder someplace in some fucking automotive shop or something, you know what I mean? Like working
Hey
with the same
guys.
four guys every day. Like
Hey fellas. I know you've seen me for our 45, 50 hour week.
yeah.
What do you guys want to do? You guys want to see me tonight? Want to play my rap
Anybody
songs?
coming out? Yeah.
Those ones I play in the shop that you're always like, shut that shit off.
Yeah.
And playing the whole album, you know?
Working with the old hillbillies of Alberta and some blue collar job. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. No, so I did work at bars, and that definitely gave me like privy to like how bar managers work and get a first. I definitely like had a lens through nightlife into it all, which is like sort of an important thing to understand the experience of, because you get an idea of what the gen pop is looking for, at least, or at
for
least in
sure.
the market you're in, what you think they'd be looking for. Cause like,
Yeah.
cause yeah, like when you said the hillbillies of Alberta, like I don't mean that as an insult. Like my family is from not the city, you know.
Yeah. Mine too,
I grew
man.
up,
It's just the
yeah,
reality though. You know, a lot of people aren't feeling hip hop outside of a certain sect of
of an
people in
urban center.
Alberta.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna do a show like a rap show in Panoka.
Yeah.
I remember like one time when I was initially learning about tour routing, I was like, as like a study project, I went and looked at like a bunch of like bigger rappers, tour posters, and just looked at all the places to stop. Like all the kind of Western Canadian guys who toured around there, I was like, I'm gonna check their tour posters and see the
Smart.
locations. And some of them, I was surprised by some of the places they were playing. But then also at the same time, this is like 2015, man. Like when I went to Toronto for like Canada's music. When I
Yeah.
went to
I
Toronto
wanted to
for
ask you
Canada's
about
music
that, man. You're gonna have to
incubator.
tell me more
Sure.
about that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying before this? The why did
Looking
I
at
go?
people's tour posters though. Yeah.
Yes. Then we started learning about like, primary, secondary, tertiary markets,
Right.
and then like, hard and soft ticket sales. And we started looking at it through that sort of like business. I don't want it's not that deep, but like the lens that these other people are going to speak.
What's the
Um,
difference between a hard and soft ticket sale? I don't know
the
that
hard ticket.
terminology.
So this how many people give a shit about your music is the only leverage you have with like anyone you'd want to do business with, like in terms of like a promoter or like especially with booking live shows. But you know, if you can't put people in a room, like they don't really care. Like there's not reason for them to care.
Yeah.
So my perspective is if I'm going to take the time to do the hard work of putting people in my room and get them excited about my art, I would like to make the bulk of that money. Unless you guys are going to offer me something I can't do, like going into a stadium opening for a bigger artist. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Sure.
guys have to bring me an opportunity I can't get myself, but I am able to get more money off of working without you while I build my base until you guys can put me onto something bigger, right? Or until like at that point then it's like then you'd go sign with one of like the two agencies in Canada, then they could book everything for you. Or you could do it more of like a like Mercury's Snack the Ripper route, which I think is great, and like keep doing that for a long period of time, like booking it out and like having like the guys like Mark and like those type of people who are locked in, like working with you, and you guys are sharing your profit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of growing up with your people. Like that's nice.
Yeah.
Um, and if that's profitable. But yeah, I remember I looked at all the artist posters and looked at the cities and the venues and shit. But the hard tickets, sorry, yeah.
Hard and soft tickets. Yeah.
Hard tickets are the amount of people you can put in a room. That's the whole tangent I was going on. I should have just said that first, but then I was like, there's a lesson in this.
It's all good, man. This is the podcast format. Feel free to rant about whatever you want.
And yeah, then the soft ticket is like if you're like on the opener, or if like there's a festival and there's like the big headliners. A
Okay.
soft ticket artist is someone who's going to be in the middle.
So, and you're not intended to be the
Big-ish
real
names,
draw
but
for
like
the show so
yeah,
much?
but like people would be like, okay, if those people are there during the day, I'd be happy to see them,
Right.
but they're not as big. They're not a huge draw themselves. Like they're either on the rise to start building the draw and they're not there yet, but they could justify it. I do have fans in Montreal. You should book me for your giant festival.
Right.
Um, Shout out Cadence Weapon. But or they're like more of like legacy acts that have already had their biggest moment, are not continuing to grow and release new art that like connects ever as past, like as big as their previous shit did. Or like true legacy artists, like they're just like someone like You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the vibe. Let's start naming it. I don't want to
Yeah,
call some people legacy artists and then be like, I'm still out here. Like, I
yeah.
didn't mean it like that. But
Yeah.
like, I could understand how that would be an insult. So that's why I don't want to
Like
talk
guys
crazy.
being insulted by being called the OG or something. It's like, what? I'm old now? Come on.
Dude, I'm fucking old now. Yeah, I feel you,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the difference between hard and soft tickets. So so that's what I did with my whole tour was what markets do I want to go to that I could actually reasonably predict or purchase ads to help drum up or engage my audience there to
Right.
then convert into ticket sales. How much does it cost for me to drive, stay there?
So you're
Where's the
figuring that out mostly based off of like looking at Spotify stats and like various different streaming stats and
I
where your
think
followers are from and stuff.
yeah, so like the thing about Spotify specifically, I have Two Lost now, which is a new distributor. So I haven't looked in the back of their data. They're supposed to have more. I just haven't taken the time to do that yet, just because there's more pressing
That's like a
matters to
digital
wrap my head around.
distributor or whatever, like CD Baby
It's
or
kind of like
DistroKid or whatever.
yes, a
Okay.
distributor, yes, a music aggregator, like for yes. So that's Two Lost. They're much cheaper. DistroKid seems like they're on some bullshit. I don't care. I'll say it out loud. I
No,
thought they're
I've seen a lot of people hating on
no,
DistroKid too. I've always
they
fucked with
started off
CD
so
Baby
cool, and then they
personally.
added all this other
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, see, the thing about DistroKid is it was initially supposed to be more of like a low cost thing, and if you're
Yeah.
only ever releasing music for one artist and you're only putting out singles, like it is what it initially says it is, but every other like add-on is like an additional monthly charge or annual charge and shit, and it's just like it's pretty tiring. So I'm in the process of transferring my music out from them. Anyways, Spotify though, their data, when you look inside the Spotify for artist app and you look back in there,
Yeah.
you can't really retarget that traffic. Like it doesn't give you. I think they've made an ad platform now, so I actually feel a bit dated saying this because I haven't got up to it. But I at that time in 2001 didn't look at Spotify data because you look at it as a hint, but it's not really like that concrete of stuff
Right.
because you can't retarget those people directly with putting out like ads. Like you couldn't put yourself in front of them without them either looking into your Spotify themselves or just seeing you on social media, or if they went out of their way, they were automatic, which is like not the bulk of most people. Also, Spotify listeners are not necessarily great indications of who's going to show up to a show. I think Spotify streams are an important metric, and there are ways to look at those. And I think it is good to get those. They're not necessary. I do feel that ooh, I will go off about Spotify streams later. Anyways, but the number is going to look, it could look very large, but that doesn't mean, you know, a million listens
People are actually coming
obviously
out.
isn't a million people come to see you, right?
Yeah.
Also, how do they define a listen? I think on Spotify, you have to listen to 30 seconds or
I think
something.
that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember it was much more difficult than what used to count as like a YouTube view, which I think was like 3 seconds or something.
Right. Yeah. People barely have to watch
Um,
on YouTube and it counts. Yeah.
yeah, back in that day, like when I first started, like when I first met you. And like, yeah, definitely it's nice making Spotify money, man, for sure. Cause that's great. Once you have some songs that have caught on enough, then they get pretty predictable in how many plays you're going to get a day. And then it's like, how big can you make a song to get a regular listenership is kind, and then how long will it take to fade? You know, the bigger the moment, the bigger the song, the bigger the connection, the longer you can sustain making that song connect over and over again, then it becomes something people know you for. And then they, you know, it's in their playlist forever. They play it at parties,
Yeah.
put people on, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where you really want to go, right? Like you want a song that people are like feeding to know the name of, right? Like they want to Shazam it. Shazam stats are fun. I do like Shazam stats. Those are kind of fun. Again, anyways, but Shazam and Spotify at that time, you couldn't really retarget it. It was just like a hint. So if you had a few cities, for example, in Edmonton, or sorry, in Alberta and Saskatchewan, that would have been a good screenshot of me to maybe include with some promoter type motherfuckers if they're like looking at my one sheet or my EPK or want some additional support stats. Like that'd be a good thing to highlight. If they're really about their business though, like that's they know that if you're like a smaller artist, that's not net, like that might not mean that much. That could be a handful of people
Well, and
listening
people are
to the
faking
song a
numbers
lot.
too. There's a lot of people out there with the bot
Oh
streams or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I didn't
promoters
even
probably
think
have to be careful with it that way too.
honestly, I didn't even think about that. My shit is not like fake like that. So
Yeah, I didn't mean to accuse you or anything.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's out there though. Some people's we see.
I
It's
was
like
I was
song's
just
been
raising
up
just
for
a
2 days
point.
and suddenly
Yeah.
it's got 100,000 on it. I don't know.
And then
Yeah.
the next day it's still 100,000, and then a week later it's still
Still,
100,000.
yeah.
It's like
Right.
100,038. So you're like, you got 38 listens.
Yeah. And
But you got the 1 million package. Yeah.
exactly.
No, I wasn't being defensive though. I was just saying like, I don't, my numbers aren't like fucking crazy so that it's like unbelievable. Like they're not even that, they're okay.
Dude, I
I'm
did
not,
want to say congrats though for the 500K on Nowhere
oh,
Fast.
thank you. Thank you so
And
much. Yeah.
looking at your stats today, it made me wonder, like, did you do anything special to push that track, or do you think it's
Mhm.
just that song is sonically pleasing to people more so? Like,
In a nutshell, yeah. So that one was, well, I think it's all of those things.
yeah,
Those things work in balance. So at that time, that's when I was kind of, we're talking about digital marketing right now. Like, oh, well, now we're going off on a new tangent. I can talk, yeah, like with the digital marketing for the touring, like that's you looking more into like Instagram and Facebook because that's where you can much more repurchase ads, but also like a way to look for where you're going to tour is just to run an ad and see where it's connecting the most because they want you to have good ads. So the better your ad is, the cheaper it is, the more you can run it. The more you can run it, the more you can purchase influence for people who want to see it if you do good targeting and good creative.
right,
That is
yeah.
what marketing is, connecting with your audience. And then what you do in the creative and how you want to approach it, like thematically and tone wise and blah, blah. But it's ultimately to find the people that want to engage with what you're doing. And if you can make a good enough thing, you can then sustainably purchase that thing to be served to new people for them to come into your universe, your community, your marketing funnel.
Is this all shit
Um,
that you have learned over the years? Did you learn most of this at that Toronto thing you went to?
I think in Toronto they introduced me to a lot of stuff. They also showed me a lot of like more traditional music route stuff, or sorry, like the music route. Like I think at that time they were doing what was contemporary, but at that time when there was a massive shift. So
It's
like that was
changing so
2016. That's
fast.
when like
Yeah.
Spotify just came out and it really like kicked in a new era. So I wish I would have went to that shit like a few years. I was 20 though. I was 20 when I got the fucking scholarship. I was a fucking child, like literally brain got a lot of developing to do still.
Just to
Not that,
clarify, what was that Toronto thing that you went to? I sound stupid just being like, yeah,
no,
that thing
that's
in
not,
Toronto.
no, no, that doesn't sound stupid. So that was Canada's Music Incubator. They have one in Calgary now, no, which is interesting. But that's CMI. Yeah, they were pretty cool. Yeah, like Val and all them. They were tight.
But it's mostly looking
Yeah, it
at
was so.
marketing or mostly
When I
looking at,
went there, I went, they did a mini camp through Alberta Music in Edmonton that was like a weekend or like 2 or 3 days. And it was like a crash course. It was a micro version of their current course.
okay.
And um, I fucking loved it, dude. They came and I just was like asking them questions and stuff, asking them so much and like talking to them after because I was just so passionate about because they were spitting about the music game. They're like, yo, because they had career like this, the label that's associated like that is in the same giant building as their and like management companies in there and stuff. Like they got Finger 11, Our Lady Peace. Like they're definitely like bigger Canadian people out in Toronto. Simple Plan, that's their biggest one, I believe.
Yeah.
Those are the people who are help teaching the course and develop the course and stuff. Like their managers and label sort of some of it's label. They have a big studio there. It's a really cool building. Some cool people I met. Anyways, but they were running a 10-week artist entrepreneur program where you go to Toronto and you can just like sign up and pay to take it. But they had the mini camp in Alberta. And then I just connected with them and like learned a lot, took like furious notes, like very studious. I'm just like a year out of high school at this point. Like when I was very interested in learning like math and shit, like where I understood that we gotta fucking
Yeah. Bring out the clipboard mode. Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to do the homework, do the reps. And like if you ever want to get good at anything, you have to immerse yourself in it. And that was a really good, time to do that. And in that 3 days, I'd already like started learning a lot because I had already been opening for bigger shows. So I had a bit of a platform built. I had some YouTube stuff. I was very green as an artist. I had a good attitude. I was malleable. I was coachable. I was passionate, asking questions, these types of things. And basically from that, they chose me to get basically a scholarship. I went there. They flew me out. They paid for where I lived and they gave me a per diem when I was there for like 11 weeks or 12 weeks. It was
Dope, man.
something. The actual program was 10 weeks. I think I went a few days early and maybe stayed a few extra days. I wasn't there. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. There was definitely some lull days and you got weekends off and stuff. And then it was across the street where it was. And it's called the Bell Media Prize. It was sick because they have to like, as per like CanCon and like the laws we have, they got to like be putting money back in. And that's how they did it. And that's how shout out to the government for that. Like Canada's decent for that. I think they're
Yeah,
taking
man.
some of it away, but like
Actually, you know what I
CanCon
saw
is
the other
real though.
day?
Like there's definitely some CanCon like as a kid, like growing up in Canada that like great example, Billy Talent.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite bands ever. They had a grip on me and a lot of people around me when we were kids. Like they were highly, well, their stuff still slaps. They're great. Oh man, they're so good.
yeah.
Um,
Dude, I
they're
think
way
the
bigger in
music
Canada than
incubation
anywhere else.
in Canada is huge for that, right? They'll take talent and actually help them develop. Whereas I think in America that doesn't happen at all now that like there are no label A&Rs coming through to help people do that. It's
Yeah,
wait
it
until
seems like
somebody's
Canada.
huge.
It seems like Canada, that is one of the things that is nice, but then it also becomes a politicized, then new um, environment and social construct and technique and skill set to like navigate through. Like gives you a whole new sea of things. So like
Yeah.
it's actually that is one way I like to look at it. Like I'm like, how can I look at my music career? And there's sort of two audiences that you can consider. You can like that you me first is like what the people are connecting to and what they're liking and like how my fans are, my supporters, like those people are like the people I, want opinions from, how they're responding to it, and how they're growing and that type of thing. Like if I'm not connecting with anything, like we got to like, don't even bother trying to make music or make money off it. We can come back to that in a second. Um, but what was I saying before that?
I don't know, man. I wanted to ask you about the opinions that you cared about there. You mentioned like that getting opinions
Oh,
from
the
people you
true.
care most from. Are you
Oh,
talking about from like musician peers more, or are you talking about from
oh yeah,
listeners?
yeah, well, listeners first is what I was initially saying, but then there are definitely people like that you respect their opinion, who are your peers, you have mentor type figures, you have people that you kind of mentor, like those are like nice three dynamics to have.
Yeah,
Like those are the type of people you'd want to get opinions from if you were looking for some. But remember, like you don't want to take advice from people you don't want to be like.
yeah,
So also the type of advice you're asking from a certain person, knowing their and like what kind of relationship you guys actually have, how honest and constructive and positive it actually is, like how well you know this person, if their intention is great towards you with their feedback, like that's important to know. Like,
for real, man. I think that's a
that's important for
gem.
me for the people in my life, but how thoughtful it is, how caring, intentional. But then yeah, there's like so there are those are some people you can get stuff from, but like because like dude, if all of my friends, like my actual friends and like my before I release something, I'd be showing people that are like, I'd send you some shit even.
Yeah,
Um, if all of them are saying the same negative shit, I got to look at myself. I'm not going to be ignorant and think I'm the goat. Like, cause I'd be like, okay, unless like, it was like, I was so convinced, I was like, no, like this is different and cool or something. This was so intentional. And I was so convicted. I must be like, I don't like that. I'm like, okay, maybe I made something new. But if someone's all like, oh, like the flow in this section, like, or I didn't really like that one bar, that one stood out to me. But a few people say that one bar kind of sucked or whatever. Like I
yeah.
just noticed how much I hated it. You're a fucking trash MC. No.
Dude, dude,
But no, but I'm saying
do
I've
you
had
ever
lines that have like stood out in a bad way. Like I had a few people say something. I was like, okay, all right. I'm gonna look into that, see if I can, because other people are gonna think that at a large scale too. Then probably because that's an
right?
honest like perception. Like that's gonna be one of the comments that, and whoever can make the best joke would be the biggest comment in your section if you're gonna get hated on. So like,
Can I ask you, man, is all the
yeah.
music that you make, do you look at it all as a product, or do you ever find yourself just making songs knowing it's not for the masses, knowing it's not?
No, I make every song how the fuck I want to make it,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
so they're all like that. But then I'm like, how can I make this connect with people through my taste? How can my taste, the taste that I will honestly want to pursue for the rest of my life in a sustainable fashion that I can absolutely dive into passionately every day and like not need to get paid for it constantly.
Yeah.
Like I'm willing to grind it because I want to be there. It's like that job you go to too much and you like, you're trying to be a company man, like me from my own art company man type shit. Um, uh, that's like the first thing. So I'm always doing that. But then it's like, if I think the song is worth finishing, that would probably imply that it's now going to uh, deserve and require a certain investment for me, whether, well, usually partially financial when you just look at like production, mixing, mastering costs, like those type of things. Like, if you want to make your artwork, what all the fees that come with releasing music, but then if you're
Right.
going to like then content for it, like whether it's cover art, press photos, short form content, obviously. if you want to make some more long form shit, what are you going to use for assets to then connect with those people and find those people that would possibly give a fuck about this? How do you do that? Uh, um, yeah, I think about that for every song I'm going to release. Because if I'm not, it's like I'm not making music so fast and like thoughtlessly enough that I'm like, cool, this is just my secret Spotify, or sorry, my secret SoundCloud
Right.
EP for the homies that has 50 plays because I only sent it to like I don't even have a Discord, or like I haven't even made like an Instagram. What are those things called? The
Channels or whatever. TV.
Yeah, I haven't made one yet because I'm like, I don't really know what the fuck I don't have enough to like want to put in there
Yeah.
to keep people entertained. And I also have like a lot of my personal friends on my like music one, so I'm shifting away from that. I think I have like another account now that I'm just like homies only, not music related peeps. And if you're like my friend and you like don't listen to my music, but you just knew me from something else, when you follow me still, but you're not connecting with my stuff, I don't even want you to have to follow my account. I only want to be it being served to people who don't
Are
like
there for the
are
music.
dying to do it. Like your friends aren't necessarily like are mostly not your fans actually, and you shouldn't.
That's
That's why
probably
like
smart too, bro, because like when you're posting stuff, if somebody sees it and scrolls past it without interacting, that's teaching the algorithm that,
yeah, yeah,
people don't want to see that shit. So if
the
you've got
fundamentals.
people who
Yeah,
are following you who aren't actually engaged with what you're doing and what you're trying to
you're
put
shooting
out to the
blanks.
world.
You're auditioning it to the wrong people. So then you're telling Instagram, yo, this is low value, low connect. The content is not hitting in any way.
Yeah.
It probably shouldn't get served, or people are going to get off the app if they're just looking at shit all the time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think I would be nicer if the feeds were more customizable. Like, on TikTok now, for example, they have friends only. That's great. I love it. I've just made other accounts for my other interests because I was also clogging up my like music
Right.
page with like a bunch of combat, like MMA, like Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, like fitness content and shit, like workout and like that kind of shit. And I was like on my music content, like liking it and shit. I was like, but then that's all I'm getting served all of a sudden. Like it's completely just thought I'm a different person. And I definitely like what that was a big interest in my life, but it like changing my entire algorithm also like then perpetuated it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I made a separate account for that. But yeah, you want your stuff to be landing and connecting. Otherwise,
For real, dude. So you mentioned that like Post Meridian's kind of bringing production that you wouldn't have made yourself. I
yeah.
know right now on Bad Habits, there's the single Bad Habits, and then there's like a remix from your last
Mhm. Oh
project that you
yeah, we
did.
never got to finish talking about.
Yeah,
Well,
which is more like EDM based or whatever, right? Like it definitely sounds
yeah,
like something you could throw on at a festival and have people go nuts.
that's an intention. Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely like. That's what I was saying earlier. He's like also he comes from electronic background more so, but also loves hip hop and has made hip hop.
yeah. I
But
think
he's
there's a
like
crossover going on between the two genres right now in
a
a real
hundred
big way,
percent.
right? Yeah.
Oh, there is. So I think for us, like we're gonna have a few songs. Okay, really quickly, like yeah. So I do. Yes, there's going to be that. Like it's going to have an electronic like twist to a lot of our stuff, or we're going to make a version with electronic twist and just because we're going to be pretty much mixing everything ourselves now. Like that's what I was saying with Shay. Like he's going to be doing less and less per now. Like that last round, like for Bad Habits, like we mostly mixed ourselves. Like it was set up. I was like, these are the approximate gains. Like here's everything. Now just like fucking make it even thicker. Remove any masking that I missed between this and that, or if I didn't balance this, so you think the pan should be, but it was very intentional with
How much
everything.
technical training have you done in that, or has it been mostly like YouTube tutorials and just training your ear and
Uh,
being around other
uh,
people who know how to do it?
yeah, I mean, like I learned a lot from my homie Dana, who like did a lot of my engineering.
Shouts to Donna.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a G, and I kind of backseating him, like in the most sincere backseating way, like just having experiment stuff and like just hiring him to like actually produce my vision, which is like what I sort of meant by like I don't mean like executive production, like I am the one paying for it, but actually trying to also over like the production of the entire fucking product is like I'm definitely involved in it. But I learned a lot from him, and then obviously at that same time, me and Conch were making a bunch of music, and Conch got really into engineering as well. Like he was into that stuff before I was into production before I was. And then yeah, he's got pretty good. So like we worked on some stuff together. He's co-produced or produced a bunch of my tunes. So I learned a lot like through just like our journey together, but from him sharing stuff and then me being like, because we were kind of like a mini duo for a bit,
Right.
or just like unofficially, really. Like we only ever released one track, um, which is fine. Like we should have released a bunch of music sooner. That's a whole other thing. But um,
Lots of time left, man. You never know.
Yeah, yeah, we could even talk about that later. That's totally like another great reflection. But learn through him, and then yeah, lots of YouTube videos and just like sitting here. And then recently I've been taking this stuff called Sage Audio, and they like make videos and stuff. And that's a cool
Like an
like
online course or
community.
something?
Yeah, it's like a monthly thing that comes with like training videos on like mixing and mastering and stuff. I haven't done any of the mastering stuff yet, but and then, just watching tutorials on isotope or native instruments, which is literally YouTube, and like learning like logic, hotkeys and stuff. Like
Yeah,
I really want it to be as fast and as streamlined as possible, learning production tricks. Yeah, yeah, I've been definitely like I don't know if that counts as self-taught.
I'd say
But
so. It's not
I
like
didn't
you
take
like
like
paid a university somewhere to make you a audio engineer or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah, it wasn't that formal. Yeah.
yeah,
So informal training and stuff. I'm still like interested in doing more formal training, but every time I talk to someone about it, they're like, you already know. Most of them were like, you know too much, like you're gonna be kind of pissed off. Like, and even when I looked into it at like McEwen, I was thinking about going to McEwen to just like do the music program and just do that.
yeah.
And it was like, the first 2 years, I was like, I got a pretty good grip on most of this when I was reading through the syllabus and stuff. Um, but like I also have a much better idea of what I don't understand and but really trying to focus on what matters most.
I honestly
Uh,
think most of
yeah.
the, well, maybe not most, but a lot of the benefit of those types of programs is being there shoulder to shoulder with so many other people who want to pursue being artists and kind of networking that way or whatever. You, I think, make a lot of connections while you're also learning the technical side of things.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
also like that's just my interest. So it's like natural that I'm in there. Like, some of I'm telling you about my algorithm, like my music one, I'm happy to see production. I see production tricks all the time. Yeah. Mixing
yeah,
tricks all the time. I'm totally, I could tell you, but I have subscriptions on YouTube and favorite like folders and stuff
yeah,
and
for
stuff
real.
that I've like rewatched a few times, tried, taken notes of, then asked myself questions, self like exploration. But like the way I prioritized that once I got good at it was what is the most important thing for me to learn for my next step? Like I'm going to go do it until I hit a roadblock or if I have a great question at this point.
Right.
I've definitely been guilty of over asking questions, like just because I'm so inquisitive and curious and I like to understand why and how things work. It's just, I don't know. Same reason I liked Lego and fucking engineering and building cities. Like that is a,
Taking
like
shit apart, putting it back together, knowing
I
why it
guess,
goes
yeah,
back
like,
together, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not like I was taking apart like alarm clocks and shit, or I'm like some handyman or some shit, but like,
Tony Stark.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Call me Tony Stark. Yeah, I'm not that deep, but sorry, what the fuck were we talking about was?
I don't know, bro, about just kind of the technical training, I believe, but
Oh yeah. So that's yeah. You just gotta be passionate about it, and that's what I learned about to do it myself as much as possible. Yeah, I got a bunch of gear, a bunch of software. I'm in the mix. Like
nice, man.
even some of my tracks I've produced. That's what I was. Oh yeah, I meant to say that earlier. Like Mars, I produced all the initial stuff for that, and then me and Conch finished it out. Like Any Day Now, wrote that with Tiana. We produced the initial stuff, and then Conch helped me kind of arrange it out a little bit, and then I took it further. Her and I took it further. Like it was a big sort of team effort. Those are some of the ones. That's another one. And then Post Meridian did a remix of that, and that's with On Bad Habits. So like that was like that. His remix on my track one was the first like official track we released, and then we did Bad Habits, which him and I made. He made for that one he made the instrumental prior the initial stuff, and I heard it and I was like,
Yeah, time to
this
turn up.
this shit's hard, yeah. And then we just like wrote it and we worked it, and there was like some lyrics that didn't work. We had some challenges recording, like we're like, we're not quite getting this rhythm perfect, or like this isn't like the pitch is a little bit off, or like the tone is a little bit off. Like we were very intentional. Like that song sounded like I meant it to fucking sound. Like that is a representation of where I'm at.
That
Or
goes a
that's one
long
of
way,
them.
having a producer who's willing to give you feedback like that too, and be like, "Yo, let's tweak this
Yeah.
around a little bit more." A lot of producers, I feel like they're happy to just kind of like give the beat to the MC, and then like,
Yeah, no. Him and I are a duo. Like we're finishing the song together. And like there's certain areas, like every song's a little bit different. There's certain areas where we both kind of lead the way once we start working together, but it's a very collaborative process.
yeah, that's
We can
dope,
take
dude.
turns backseating each other. I definitely backseat him more in that sense because I've done it a lot more. But like he does have good vocals. Like he is a creative guy. So we have like written some lyrics together and come up with some melodies. We've tried to have it so that he's like the recording engineer for the day when we do finals. So like now the process is for us to maybe write it together in a jam, maybe we can get a quick scratch demo of whatever we came up with. And I take it home, workshop it. Hey, here are the vocals. Here's a demo. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe I take a better demo before we get together. So it's like more intentional. I've done another iteration of how I want everything to sound, maybe some doubles, whatever. And then we're going to do the sort of production switch ups and then addressing any other things. There's been times where we thought we had the song finished, and then we like get the final mix back. And we're like, we have to re-record the whole hook.
So are you doing final takes like in like a big fancy studio, or are you doing your final vocal takes in your own house?
Yeah, I would. Yes, it does not look, I do not have a fancy place. Hold up. I do have an investment in gear though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have a booth. So I think it's really reflective in this room.
But if you got the booth, doesn't matter.
This is not my initial, yes, but for the booth for recording, even now, that's some asshole driving outside my fucking window on the road. There's just some loud ass vehicles outside this place. This wasn't my first studio though. I was back at my mom's, but I have a booth, so I just go in that thing. And then this mic is really cool. This is like the Universal Audio's Sphere. And the Sphere, their whole like software and proprietary hardware, whatever, it gives you a very high quality emulation of a bunch of different microphones, but you can use it in conjunction with all their other stuff. So when you're monitoring, I'm hearing auto-tune live, compressors live, gain live.
Nice.
With their emulations of a lot of hardware from previous like ages. So I don't have to have giant racks in here. I can just do it all digitally, but theirs is supposed to be the best. Anyway, so I have a nice preamps, nice interface. I have nice monitors so that I can hear it. I got actually 2 sets. I got the mix cubes too, which are a whole other like.
That's the thing. You want a little bit of sound treatment in a room to be able to mix properly, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's so reflective in this room. It's not like I have to constantly monitor in other situations because this room is not fit for mixing. Like, and I get my ears get fatigued in here kind of fast when I'm playing out of the. I noticed that recently, and there's not enough lights in here. That's another thing, but
Dude, I wanted to ask you about today. I was listening to I mean, if you
it's just
more
so
to say, but
we're just going I'm just honestly, I'm just kind of stoned and yapping, and I just realized we're not finishing some points, and I'll come back. I'll talk about them later. Maybe I won't get a stone next time.
Yeah, man. No, it's all good. This is perfect. Maybe I try to keep these things real conversational or whatever. So this is going well.
I'll get fucked up on Twitch.
It happens. It happens, man. Most of the time I do that later at night playing video games, but it does happen.
I have to work my actual job later today, man.
Oh, goddamn.
Okay. I'll get a fucking energy drink.
I thought you wanted to do this early so you could watch the Oilers game. You got to work?
No, yeah, dude. Yeah. It'd be cool. The Oilers, it's a restaurant. It's fine.
So you'll still have it on the screen.
I'm gonna get to be a part of the experience still.
Good.
That's one of the nice things about working at a restaurant in front of house.
Dude, it trips me out. It was fucking. I moved up to Edmonton when I was 18, and that was the first year that those guys made the cup run in my life, right?
What year?
That was the last time, 2006.
Yeah, I was there. I was a child. I had a sign on the corner like, I got the face paint on.
Yeah, I was up and down White Ave. That whole cup run, man. It was wild, but
because didn't
now another 18 years later, it's like full circle again. They're back at it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. But
I love hockey though. No, I honestly it's so funny. Like if anyone is watching this outside of, anywhere outside of Canada though, I'm part of the, I was there for the hockey. I grew up playing hockey. Like I'm part of the fabric in that sense. So it's really.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about that the other day too.
I love hockey.
Honestly, I've moved away from the culture of hockey, but I still love the sport.
There are some things that suck about it, but yeah, I do love the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Game of hockey.
But I did want to try to get, so I listened through your last album there,
Day One,
the name of which is Day One.
That's
right?
okay.
Was skipping my mind for a second. Yeah, it's tough. I didn't write that one down in my questions here.
Fuck is going? What is this place? What is this?
What type of fucking amateur establishment is
I gotta
this?
talk to my manager about this shit.
Yeah, who booked this thing?
I'm the manager.
But on any day now, you're kind of talking about like being on the brink of like blowing up and getting out of Edmonton, I feel like. And then like I heard other bars about how like, you're talking about like, that's why you're going to stay local or whatever on one song. You kind of send some shots. I think it was like 5-star or something along those lines. No, not you.
Oh.
That the nameless other MCs who MCs are always dissing. those fucking guys are
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
stay local, and this is
Wonder why
why,
you
kind
never.
of thing.
What is it? What is the lyric in? Wonder why you're never gonna. Uh,
Something along those lines. That's why you'll
I haven't
always
rapped
be
that song in a long
local,
time. That's
or
an old
some shit
song.
like that.
Bro,
Yeah, right. It
so
was,
that one's actually interesting.
but it made me wonder,
What
bro.
is
I
that, a
wanted
jet? Do you
to.
hear that?
No, I didn't hear it at all. I wanted to
Oh,
ask you though, dude.
you
After
didn't hear
hearing
that
those
sound?
lyrics, it made me think like,
Oh,
what is your goal? Do you in the 3 years since then? Do you feel
oh.
like you're closing in on those goals that you're talking about in a track like any day now? Like that the
I mean,
money's coming any day? Is it coming?
I've made some progress. There's definitely some money coming in. Absolutely, especially when I toured. There's some Spotify money.
Yeah,
There's much merch money here, gig money here and there. I definitely would like it to be more of an online enterprise that I get to show up to my people in person. And then I call that internet money. I don't have enough internet money to quit a job.
yeah,
I would love to do that. I don't really want to tour again until I have a much larger audience, so the tour effort can be rewarded and
yeah.
compounded on financially and impact and growth wise, and
Would being
hopefully.
able to quit the day job and just do music full time, pay your bills off of music, is that success, or are you trying to get
I mean,
even
I
bigger than that?
certainly that's certainly an indicator of success. Period. Like when we're just talking about like key performance indicators, like when
Yeah,
you're looking at like a business, it's like strictly through the business net lens, not the fucking egotistical artist. Like no, yeah, that's great. That'd be awesome. Like, I mean, you start, if I get like 50K, 60, 70K off of music, that'd be sick. Then I just got to show up to music every day. You're not like free yet. Now, it depends how much of that is from direct effort, though. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if I was getting 50K and I didn't have to tour, oh, yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
right.
Like a year, obviously. But even 50K is not that much money when you think about salaries, like inflation, and,
Yeah,
we can
you're living, but you're not living
yeah,
lavish on
you
50K.
exist. I mean, that would
Yeah,
be sick though, because then I could make more music and then more art, and in
exactly.
theory, have
All
better
in.
days and more rest and have more vocation, but more time to create and build
Hell
the
yeah, man.
momentum and financial return of my business endeavor. Yeah. Absolutely, that'd be great. But no, I'd love to, yeah, I'd love to be a massive influential figure, go into politics after, and make the world a better place.
Nice, man. That's a
No,
goal I
that'd
didn't
be cool.
expect to hear you say. Are you joking?
I mean, I definitely think about that sometimes. That was more of a bit, but no, I do think about that. There's no way, like, because anytime I think about like injustices in the world, I'm like, okay, so what's my option? Okay, I could go learn to be a politician right now, but I have no money
Yeah,
and no one's
dude.
gonna listen to me. So I would rather that be said. That's a post career move, post
I
music.
hear you, but I
That's
think honestly
inspirational.
that's huge to hear you talk about, and I think the more
Oh,
artists should think of that shit. People who have followings and are starting to get older and have had all these experiences in life, because dude, right now the one
oh,
side
I
of
was
the
talking
political
fuck you money
spectrum.
to that. That's all I meant with that. Like to actually be a politician, I would need some fuck you money for that. Like
Okay,
I'm talking like I'm a big star, like or
yeah,
like a pretty like like I've made
like
some
Kanye
million.
running for president or whatever the fuck he said he was
Oh,
gonna do. Yeah,
I mean that was I don't mean in such a I don't really mean in such a spectacle like during the middle of my music career. No, I didn't mean it like that as a PR move.
20 years after the
It
last album,
certainly
maybe.
well, I might be too far, but I don't know. It's like the same thing in hockey. Like once you're done being a pro, it's like, do you go and work in the front office? Where do you work? Do you work scouting, managing? What do you want to do? Like, how do you
Yeah.
want to be part of the game?
No, but transitioning to public service and like being a politician, I think would be a good move. And I think that progressives need some charismatic motherfuckers to do that for them, because
Yeah,
the conservatives, the right side, have all these fucking charismatic people always just like influencing the masses, bringing in all these supporters, and like you don't
I
see it
feel
from
like
progressives, man. There are no fucking
no,
progressives
I
who are
feel
out there.
I don't know if I'd agree with that.
No,
I think there are certainly some, if we're going to get into the left and right conversation, I would say there are certainly some influential people on the left side that are in extremity who have loud, large followings, and then there are some people who are like I don't mean in extremity, but like who are more left leaning. We talk about progressive. What I'm assuming
yeah,
you're talking about with like
yeah, left,
socioeconomic
yeah,
policies and the
equity
whole.
and whatnot.
I think like that's like you being like a good like thoughtful left leaning like vibe. Like we are caring about the humans first. Like I think that's like the general. Not to say the right doesn't feel that way. I'm not going to speak. No one's a monolith, but
Sure, of
um
course.
I mean, like when you what I don't know who's a big one in Edmonton, Janice Irwin, right? Like she's
Yep, definitely.
She's
She's got
got
a
a
big
following. I
following.
see
Yeah.
people all the time I know commenting on her shit anytime it comes or sharing it. Like I see her stuff, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that's part of probably a lot of my
There's a few of them. Ryan
yeah, like
Jesperson's
part of
got a
my
progressive
crowd.
voice that a lot of people
Oh,
follow.
sorry, who's that?
Ryan Jesperson, he used to be talk radio. Now he does fucking
It's
a
t-shirt
YouTube.
time. I used to
Yeah,
stand in an elevator with that guy all the time,
for
which
real.
I know sounds funny because I worked at I don't mean it like that. When I used to stand at or work at Rogers Place the first year, he was there and he did like the t-shirt time thing. So it was always like a big bet. But like the amount of times at the start of a shift when we're all like going in some elevator to floor fucking 7, the goddamn Raj Mahal. Yeah, he was in the elevator a few times. Anyways, I know him. Is he, I know because I know he left like that job and like broadcasting and then started his own
Yeah,
thing. And it was
he got his
cool.
ass fired for saying the wrong thing against
But
conservatives.
what did he say? What did he say?
It was something
Ryan
about
Jesperson?
Jason Kenny. I'd have to Google it to tell you the
Yes.
truth. But
I
I'm a big
yeah, okay,
supporter of that guy's new. He does like a morning
he has a
podcast show or whatever.
podcast.
That's like
I
doing
did
real
a
well independently and shit. So,
that made me a dead man walking at Chorus Radio. Yeah, this was like was this a whole like I don't want to say conspiracy, but like this is what yeah.
yeah, Chorus Radio was owned by some conservatives, and they didn't like
Oh, what did he say?
something
What did
said.
he what's the
Something about
quote?
Kenny. I think it was something about Kenny.
Quote. Jason Kenney has dragged the reputation, decorum, and the integrity of the premier's office so far into the shit emoji. Classless posts like this seem almost normal. This is not normal. This is unacceptable. Alberta deserves better than Jason Kenney. AV
Fired.
left.
Yeah.
And what do you say? What did Jason Kenney say though? Let's hold up. Let's all just because I don't think like if I'm only looking at the text of Ryan Jesperson and not knowing he's a figure, I don't really like he is being like incendiary and
Pointing some fingers. Yeah.
He points. Yes, yes, yes. He is calling some people out. Incendiary is actually a big word, but he's not shying away from conflict. Is what I meant by that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He seems fed up, but he's not like talking fucking crazy.
No.
Okay. Like just as an energy. Okay. Jason Kenney. Sad to see how deranged the left. I didn't know he tweeted. That was the premier he said that at that time. Damn. Yeah, he was turned up. That guy was crazy. Okay. Sad to see how deranged the left has become. The NDP, this NDP law professor will wear a mask to spite me. To spite me. Why is everything, that's what he did. Why is everything always political to these lefties? And why is the NDP angry for getting life back to normal?
He says, as he says that a guy wearing a mask is political, like maybe that professor wasn't doing it to spite you as much as to not fucking catch the cough.
I mean, then we're gonna get into COVID talk, so we don't get you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, that was a really strange time. Wow, what a reflection of the socio political, geo-economic, multi-factor states of our
he landed on his feet though to that fucking.
Yeah, he's fine.
You know,
he's good. Yeah.
The day he got fired, I tweeted at him actually saying, good man, radio's dying. Go start a podcast, and he fucking did, and it's one of the biggest podcasts in Canada right now.
I think he was on TV though and shit. Like he was a
pretty big voice. Yeah.
Yeah. He was more than just on radio though. He was in broadcast. Like he was on the fucking TV and shit. He got podcast later, but anyways, podcast is a great way to own your data and your connection to your audience so you can profit and not be profited off of.
Dude, if I'm being honest, I still watch that guy's show just because the way that he works interviews, the way that he keeps interviews moving with whoever he's talking to is beautiful. He's a fucking master at it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a true professional. Like he probably went to broadcast school around here somewhere and worked at like Rogers on fucking dinner television type shit. And then that's where he moved to get a promotion. You know, I don't know what it is. I wonder, like, that's like a funny broadcast thing to say. I was on dinner television once.
Is that the same as like breakfast TV, but just for later and at dinner? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. City TV or whatever the fuck it was.
No, they're professionals. They're pro broadcasters. They know, like, man, those guys are legit. Yeah. Like, let's not forget broadcasting is a fucking skill set.
We said all that just to say that the progressives need more voices like him out there. Doing big things, pushing that.
Thanks. I just don't even know. Like, I definitely think in some ways, like, I definitely like lean left. I don't like really like. I think capitalism is pretty crony at this point. And I'm saying that as generally like a middle class person who has had like a good life. I just feel like there's no way, there's not enough money for us all to like live slightly
There's a lot of
better
monopolies out there
and less
owning a lot of
exploited. Like, I
industries,
don't
bro.
know. Is
Yeah,
that crazy to say? I don't really feel like that is, but
100%. I agree with you. Yeah. We need to tax the billionaires, man. Nobody
is it
needs to
just,
be sitting on
yeah,
all that money.
probably not. Yeah, there's too many of us that are, I made a joke about being poor earlier. I just mean that I'm, yeah, like it's paycheck to paycheck. You're not really like,
More people right now are living paycheck to paycheck than ever before, man.
yeah, I'm not
And
saying that we shouldn't
working big
be
hours and
responsible with our money, but yeah, it's pretty hard to like have a minimum wage job and like a
for
high
real.
quality of life.
Real estate
And
particularly is going
I feel like,
crazy,
especially
right?
like Alberta is like one of the easier places to live. Like some place, I wouldn't live in Toronto with the
How could
fucking,
you? Right.
I
I had a
wouldn't even
homie
live,
who he
I'd
just
be
got
in
back from New York and he was saying, I think I want to move to
New
New York. I
York.
was like, you better start buying fucking lottery tickets, bro, because it's like
What are you gonna,
$4,000 a month to rent a closet out there. Like, good
uh,
luck. And there's no
yeah.
jobs. So,
I don't
yeah.
understand what, yeah, see, that's that, yeah, like that is where I believe that I'm probably in some people's lens, they would class me as progressive. I don't really think it's that progressive to say that this is some fucking bullshit in certain ways, but you know, I don't want to get fired like Ryan Jesperson.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
It's gonna be like Twitch is gonna be like, you breached the terms and conditions and the guidelines.
I've been
We are,
demonetized on
you've been
the
demonetized. Any
platforms that I'm
other,
not making any money off of anyways. But
I am poor.
here, I'll steer us back to the music.
Sure, man.
Let's talk about the new single Bad Habits. You're
Sure.
talking about, spending money fast that you don't necessarily, you just mentioned that you don't necessarily have. And in that song, you kind of mentioned, that
I would,
burning money you don't have is not stressing you out so much.
yeah, that was,
Are we talking
uh,
about fashion mostly? The hook makes me think like, okay, the bad
uh,
habit is fashion, high price fashion.
that was one of them, like loosely inspired. I was more so just talking about the times that I really the general like theme of the song was referencing times that I or other people I know have like splurged in financial, frivolous spending situations. You know, like I got bad habits. There's a few other ones that are referenced and like not referenced, but
Sure.
I've definitely been frivolous with money at times, which is really funny to talk about after we were just going to talk about. Because I was going to say financial responsibility is still on us, but it's, if that, my whole thing was, if you only live on minimum wage, you're barely covering the necessities. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's definitely been time. I got a pretty large,
See what I did there? That
amount of,
segue from one topic into the next. Just oof, this guy
Gee!
just media
Yo,
savvy.
Ryan
Yeah.
Jesperson, you should tune in and learn
Take
the
note,
fucking,
Ryan. Yeah.
and you want to see some real pros, dude?
Shit, man.
Yeah, dude.
How about this question, bro? This is
Yeah.
just an opinion. Oh,
Oh,
unless you got more
sorry, do you
more to
imagine,
talk about for bad
imagine,
habits.
yeah, I do. Imagine a coat of woolly mammoth, you know what I'm saying? Like you're walking around in a giant fur coat, like that's bad habits. That's like acting bougie, acting um indulgent, impulsive maybe. But like just like, letting it bang, letting it fly, like just
I like
fucking
that it's also an extinct animal to kind of, reference into people's thought that like the
damn.
world might be ending while we ball out of control.
I didn't
There's a lot of
that,
this shit going on out here where
I didn't
there's a
even
lot
think
of
of
new
that.
extinctions and shit.
I like that. Yeah, totally. What I absolutely was trying. I mean, that's great that you took a morbid meaning from that. And no, that works. Yeah, I
I'm a
think that
deep
checks out.
thinker, man. Like
Yeah, no,
KRS-One, I
that
think very deeply.
like KRS-One, like Cardinal Official. I'm really proud of it.
I
This
think
is
very
hip hop.
deeply.
This is
Yeah.
hip hop, dog. Hip hop.
Yes, sir. Look at that brim. How could it not
I
be?
love the fucking. I'm here for the art, dog. Yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, no, this was not necessarily that. It was that was just a silly line that I thought was visual and like you think a fur coat is like expensive, which they're but like a extinct animal. It was just supposed to like it was why I was referencing like the extreme like luxury, but also impossibility, and it's a funny thing.
Yeah.
Woolly mammoth, like it's a nice.
It's a great visual. I agree, man. It's a
Thanks,
line that
dude.
makes people think, and I mean that's
Talks about
whatever
yeah.
way they take it. That's probably
Uh,
good for you. You know.
I
Yeah.
think that's part of art. Yeah, perceiving it and what's it called when some I can't whatever just happened. The phenomenon just happened when someone else takes a different meaning from what the author had meant. I can't remember what that word is called,
If
but
there's a name for that phenomenon, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, I think it
out of my
probably happens a lot
vocabulary. It's
with
a
rap.
little too much. Yeah, a little too advanced for y'all.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Anyways, yeah, that was that. So that's cool.
Yep. How about this, dude? Would you ever sign to a major label? In this day and age, is it time for
Yeah.
independence to stay independent forever, or do you see any draw to actually signing to something like that?
First, I'd like to say I'm pretty baked, and I realize how much I've been yapping, so that's kind of funny.
Did you
But
just look at the clock and realize we've been talking for over an hour here?
I just like don't even. Yeah, like I feel like I'm. Yeah. I did. Yeah, 2:23. That's all right. That's all right.
You got time? We're good.
I'm chilling.
I
I'm
want to
chilling.
ask you some how important questions at least
Yeah.
before
Let
we
me.
get out
That's
of
what I
here.
was saying. I was like, holy shit! Like I don't even. Who's watching this interview and being like, this is coherent. This guy's chilling. Okay. Can you repeat the question? I'm ready. Let's just.
Would you ever sign to a major label? Just point blank.
Uh,
Let's do that.
I think the situation would have to make a lot of sense for me to do that. Like it would have to be better than something I could provide for myself without them. Like because they're going to be my partner, and part of it's the whole loan thing, and this is when you can start, critiquing the way it works. If I were to believe, and I genuinely believe, and audit and look deeply all the clauses and blah blah blah, spoke to references, all these
Get
things.
a lawyer to look at it. Yeah.
Oh, easily. What the hell?
Yeah.
Obviously, many people. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't try to speak legalese yourself. Yeah.
No, man, I don't. I'll look at it.
Yeah.
I would look at it. But yeah. If I believe that that label would make me more of something enough to sign, like more money, more influence, or a combination of those things to set myself up and still have all my creative control and those types of things. Like there's a few non-negotiables that would have to exist in a situation
Sure.
for me to want to sign to a major that everyone gets like real paranoid about, which is fair. I'm not saying people haven't had bad situations like that. But like, so I would, if all the things were right and it was best for my career and I determined that, yes.
Yeah.
Is that possible to exist? I can't really speak on it firsthand, like at that high of a level, but yeah, I would have to be someone who's going to provide money and connections and like skills and labor towards my shit to make it bigger, that they would deserve a cut of it. Sorry, I'm going to let my cat in because she's meowing at the door. One moment.
Yeah. Do it, man. Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shouts to Twitch for coming through, hanging out. If people got questions or anything, feel free to pop them into chat there. Appreciate y'all being here.
Let's get up in the.
Hey, the famous cat from that one picture where you're holding that cat.
This Petunia, man. Damn. You want to go up? She likes to sit up here. There you go.
Our stream numbers are probably going to go up wildly because now there's been a cat in the video.
That's my daughter. Oh, I put these on backwards.
Oh yeah, gotta have that beautiful stereo sound in case I'm talking from over here or over here.
Yeah,
it probably doesn't change at all. That's not how that works. Yeah,
I flipped the phase on my headphones. Yeah, it would still be stereo.
How about this one, dude? This is a question that I stole from someone's I don't know, thread the other day or whatever. I'm on Threads instead of Twitter, and I still never know. I always want to say tweet, but it's not tweets anymore. Anyways,
yeah, what is it called? They're not called tweets anymore? What do you say them?
Well, on Threads, I think it's called the thread. I don't know. Post on Threads, maybe?
I was talking about X, like formerly known as Twitter.
I took that right off my phone. I've still got my account over there, but now all it gets is like the odd go live notification or something like that.
It's hard.
Elon Musk chased me away. I feel like guy, man. Anyways,
all the platforms, there's probably some guy like that at the end. So
it's probably true. What I like about Threads is that if somebody decides to get sassy in one of my fucking comment sections, I can just be like, disappear for everyone. I just fucking disappear that comment for everybody, and then you get rid of the negativity. You don't need to respond to it. It doesn't notify them. I like that. I think social media should have that option for everybody everywhere to just, haters, hey, get out of here.
I think that's important to have that. There's some platforms without that I appreciate that about Twitter, that you can just talk crazy on it.
True enough.
But then it also then perpetuates a bunch of just like virtual, like just nasty shit, like you're saying, like where it's like, hey, I should be able to like not be
abused by Nazis with blue check marks when you say something. I mean,
I was gonna say cyberbully, but that's like a funnier like.
yeah.
I don't want to get cyberbullied anymore, man. Oh, I hate Twitter, dude. Like, I don't mean it like that, but
I do.
Yeah,
Just to be clear, I do.
that's fine.
I had grown my presence on that platform for years, and eventually I was just like, no, if this
I've
is what
never
this guy
been.
wants to do with that platform, I'm going over here. I'll try this one.
I've never been specifically attacked by like Nazis like that, but I could imagine that being annoying. I definitely have like, yeah, you see people get into it online. I don't really like participating in
Well, and I don't like
it's not
participating in
constructive.
it
I'll
either.
have a
Now I just go
conversation.
like, nope, I'm not going to participate in that. You're muted.
I
Nobody's
meant
going
like
to see your
actual one.
comment even.
I guess I was thinking more, yes, absolutely. But like when I think about TikTok, when you get like, because I posted a few TikToks recently that definitely got outside of my listenership and like
Okay.
got me some new fans. Like that's the point of it. Like
Yeah.
those, I
TikTok's
should
great
take
for
a lot more to
discovery, they
get.
say.
Yeah, yes. I should do a lot more to like get better data to see what's really good. I just got to do more reps, and that's a whole other art form. We talk about content, but
Were the haters popping in though?
oh yeah, there was a few. That's what I was gonna say. But I think it's funny. Like I think it's okay because they're usually like on TikTok. There's just a genre of like I don't. It's hard to believe it's even real and people are actually doing it, but it's definitely a part of the culture. I wonder how many of them are bots.
Yeah.
That's just I don't even mean that in a crazy conspiracy way. I just wonder if that's like a strategy.
I
But
think that's real,
um,
man. Yeah.
sure, maybe
The
could
thing
be.
is, it boosts engagement anyways. I was talking
Yeah,
about this
but
with
then
another guy a while
I'll
back.
reply to it
Yeah.
like in the funny, stupid, bantery way that I would, and it's okay. And then they reply again. It's like another comment.
And
It's
then
like
you
okay,
get double the engagement, more and more engagement.
let's water this post together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know what? You want to talk crazy? I'll make fun of you back on
that's
my
a good
post.
strategy too. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like threaten someone or something.
Oh, come on. Meet them fucking out behind the park after school and have the fist
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the fucking parking lot.
My dad will fuck your dad up. Yeah. Okay, but anyways, what started me talking about Threads versus Twitter in the first place here was that I saw somebody post on Threads saying, would you rather make one $20 CD sale or get 30,000 streams on a song?
30,000 streams easily, because then I could. I don't mean like. I don't know what the conversion of 30,000 is, but that is a notable amount for where I'm at. A $20, like the thing is like $20
I
CD
think I
seller.
did the math, and 30K streams would give you about $30 in comparison.
Oh, okay. Well, then
So
that's more scalable instantly. I don't have to do anything other than put my song out. Like, what did I have to do to get the place? You know what I'm saying? Like that's important. But if I had to choose a $20 CD sale and then a $30 worth of streams, because we could just talk about it as like a debate. Like I don't need to be so decisive. Like
yeah,
if I was casually getting 30,000 streams, also in what time period, like how many CDs am I selling a month or how many streams am I getting a month? Because then you
well,
can
the question is one CD sale or the 30,000 streams. So say it's in a week. Say you sell one CD that week, or you get 30,000 streams that week.
120,000 streams a month versus 4 CDs sold. I mean, the thing about selling someone a CD for $20 is that implies that they're very supportive of you. They
exactly.
Are
that might be a real fan compared to.
No, that's a pretty expensive purchase,
yeah.
and that's at a great margin for you as a retailer, like of a product, like because you're like you can.
Thing with the CD is you probably also paid $4 to press it or whatever.
I was gonna say like yeah, your margin. That's what I was saying. So yeah, like depends what kind you got. Like I think some of mine cost me like $350 or something after I got them. I can't remember. And they're like
that ballpark.
they have a booklet and stuff. Like I did a sleeve. I like the art.
And that's if you order like fucking 500 or 1,000 of them. It's prices like
that.
that.
I think maybe I got like 200 some. Yeah, at that time. I don't know. I don't remember how many I got, honestly. Yeah, because the thing is, if you have CDs, like I don't know, man, that's not like it's such a hard thing. There's so much context. Because if you buy like we're talking about, you buy 200 CDs, and then you look at what the profit capability is off of that box, like that's pretty nice. Because then the more CDs you get, and the more if you know you're going to sell more, that's indicative of fans who are like we said, like you said real fans, but I'm saying fans who are financially invested in my career and are happy to do so. That then some of those people, a smaller percent, like say I sold those 200 CDs, like a smaller percentage would like to buy a bigger item or like
sure they might want a shirt too or whatever else.
Yeah, am I selling the CD at a show as well? Because I sell CDs at shows, and that would be someone who's also bought a ticket and potentially bought a bundle when I'm there, like bundling and stuff.
And even who's maybe shaking your hand afterwards at the fucking merch table as they buy it, right? There might be that personal connection to it too, right?
Oh, that's like Oh yeah, that
which
is a
goes a long ways
prerequisite. That's a
compared to just
prerequisite to
having
everything
people
I just
hear your
said.
stuff on a
Yeah.
playlist or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like you don't have then we were talking about this earlier, like Spotify, you can't just go follow up with those people with even a fucking I think there's some posts and stories and shit on there now. Again, I haven't looked at it in the last little bit.
Yeah.
I think there's ways to better directly connect with them and I think they give us more data and you can buy ads and stuff on there now. Before you couldn't. So, I mean a $30 120,000 streams a month. Is that like my maximum amount of streams I'm getting? Or you're just saying a trade? If you're
I
like, here you
mean,
go, I'll give you $20 for that CD, or I will find a way to organically get you 30,000 plays in a week.
yeah, sure. Let's say that's the deal.
If you're getting 120,000 streams in a month, and they're organic and they're from green light countries, like countries that you would actually want
Not
to
a
send.
bot farm somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a bot farm. It's like actual listeners in like Canada.
Not going to
uh,
get your music flagged and taken off
Of
of.
course. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
feel that seems so shitty. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on with that. Um, yeah, I've seen some people who are like, I didn't do it. I got taken off anyway. And they're
Yeah. I've seen that too.
and I'm like, that sucks if you're being honest.
And
Yeah.
apparently DistroKid isn't giving
Well,
anybody any help with
yeah.
it. They,
This is
they're just
before I saw they
MIA.
had this that I already was like pissed off or like not a super happy customer. I was initially, I used to be a bit of an advocate for them, but
Yeah.
anyways, what were you saying before that? What?
Just the $20 or the 30,000 streams.
100,000. So if you were to trade me, like just the gift me that in an organic way across a month, 120,000 streams probably means that you're gonna get, almost certainly means you're gonna get into Discover Weekly and potentially flag for other bigger playlists. Then if you're getting those kind of plays, you're gonna be getting more Shazams. It's like that is actually a momentous like number.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a lot of like they would
A
notice
lot of
your
momentum. Yeah.
you'd be in a very high percentile of Spotify creators in the eyes of their algorithm. Like you would have, that would imply great stats. Like if
For
people
real.
are listening all the way through, they are adding to playlists, they're liking, like with those streams also comes those other considerations. And then that can cause an exponential growth. So I do think they both present great, it's a funny question. I do think they present both great benefits.
Yeah, that's the thing is a lot of these questions I like to ask people, there's no like right answer to, right? It's
yeah,
kinda, yeah.
I didn't think so. I think, yeah,
Here
it's
for the
obviously
debate,
got my
really.
fucking head wrapped around it. Yeah. You're like, wrong, off the show. Done.
Actually,
Wrong
the real answer is
Wrong answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, trick question. The answer is C. Both, idiot. You can have both. They're not mutually exclusive, dude. Would have been the smart answer.
Speaking of answers, though, that there's no real right or questions that there's no real right answer to, though, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. How important, and I'll rapid fire some different. How important is this or that? That you can be as long winded or as brief as you want, weighing.
Let's
out
try and
the
lock in. I
positives
forgot to lock in there. I got a little stoned.
and negatives. No, it's all good. Okay, so we're gonna start with kind of the slow pitch softball. How important is a good stage show?
How much do you tour?
I mean, how much should an artist tour, right?
As much as people want to see them, well, it still allows them to create more art consistently and good content to find new listeners. So as long as that's not being prohibited, then you should tour. And if you're gonna tour, then yes, you have to have a great stage show. No, don't fucking have a shitty product.
Yeah.
Don't be like, yo, who's trying to pay $20 and drive across the city and pay for parking and get drinks and buy food and have a night out and bring some other people with them that are like maybe like kind of reluctant, but you're gonna drag them out anyways because you're a big fan.
And then I'm gonna mumble at my feet.
And then I'm gonna sound like trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
You should, like anytime I've messed up on stage, I've taken it personally. And definitely me and Patty really tightened our show. Like we have a very, very specific set list. We have bits planned at certain times. Like
you guys do like rehearsals? I know this is a weird thing. Like I grew up around band guys and they rehearse the hell out of their show, right? And I feel like a lot of rappers are just like, yeah, I rap it in the shower, and then like I'll fucking jump on stage and do it. Like that's as close to a rehearsal as they're gonna get or whatever. But
yeah, no, I take it more seriously. I don't think I'm quite at the band level where I'm like ripping it constantly, like as if I'm playing with a band. Like
Wednesday night we got to meet up and go through the sets or whatever. Like
yeah, me and Patty would get together. We'd have a session, maybe work on something, build the set out. Like we got spreadsheets, we got our little list that we'll put out. Like we got our building blocks, like which transitions go well and which songs work together and what kind of like arrangement, like what kind of stage show we want to put on. Like if we're gonna have a projector, like we're gonna start having more synced visuals behind us.
Nice.
because it's not really that difficult. And
Yeah,
if
that
you can
sounds like a lot more planning than a lot of rap acts are probably doing for their stage show, I think,
yeah,
honestly.
I
Yeah,
think you should do with what's in your means. I'm just interested in it, and I have the gear and a lot of the software and know-how anyways. And when I don't know, I'll just look up.
word.
Um, and like they've made presets and learning new software not and well, it's a skill, but it's not that difficult
Yeah.
anymore to learn new shit. And like they are always making dumbed down versions of things.
And
Um,
tutorials are out there. And yeah,
yeah, yeah. You don't want to be like spending your time like making a fucking sick visual for behind you if you can't wrap your stuff though. Like there's always an order of priority. What has the most impact? What is most important? Like
definitely.
impact versus, time investment and priority, like matrix shit. Like you got to consider that. So how important is a stage show? It's important if you're gonna do it. If you don't have a good stage show, you can still have a successful career. Absolutely. So
Okay.
I don't think it's a must have. For me personally, on an artistic level, on a craft respect level, yes, I want to have a great uh, live show. For me, like the criteria of a great live show is going to be how do people connect to it? That's it. Do they
Yeah.
have a good time? What do I think is a good time is probably where I'm going to start, or how do I define a good time, and what do I find entertaining and enjoyable to watch? That's how I would start building my show and then seeing what's working. Kind of like comedians, they're ripping open mics, doing their set. Oh, that joke didn't land. Was that how I said it? Is it a bad joke?
Yeah.
Uh,
A little bit of
they,
self-reflection and analysis to figure out how to improve next time, right?
yeah, like we've iterated a bunch of times, I guess is what I'm saying. And then we toured with it and we've had since updated versions. We'll probably do some shows this summer and maybe in the fall.
Yeah.
Um, and Yeah, so it's important for sure. Like I
Right on.
wouldn't have toured if we didn't have a good show, and the tour would have been so much more of a waste of energy. First of all, if you have a better show, you're going to make more money. If you have a better show, you're going to have more momentum to then book more shows and make more money and gain more fans and those
Sell
types
more
of things.
merch and bring more
Yeah,
people
yeah.
back
Like
next time.
sometimes this is the
Yeah.
first time people are ever going to see you, and it might be their last time.
Yeah.
It might be their only impression in person of you ever. And if they're paying to be there and you're the product, you should be locked in on stage. Like I always try to be, well, I always try to be kind to people, but like you want to make sure these people are valued, like show them the love back that they're showing you.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, I'm at a point where it's not like I'm fucking filthy famous or something and I can't like go out in public. Um, but at shows, I got time for anyone all day at that. I think that's important to build that connection. I mean, earlier you're talking about how I knew promoters. I was in the bar scene. Like, yeah, like social skills are very important.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have a good live show, if you're gonna go on the road, if you're gonna play shows, have a good live show. It's very important, um, and it's an applicable tool. I just don't think it's the only one. I personally enjoy indulging in it.
Yeah. Word, man. How important is making a music video in 2024? You doing music videos for all your new singles?
No, I mean obviously that's changed now. In music video in the traditional sense, like I was doing them past the time that I understood they were expired or like not as expired is the wrong word. That they were not well worth the investment. Like we're not
Right.
getting on MTV anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
It's all about the social media algorithm. Like this isn't new information. So a music video.
I mean, it is and it isn't. It depends how much attention people are
What,
paying, man. Yeah.
what's the definition of your music video, right? Because that's how you got to look at it. Because I would argue that if you do a pretty nice if you use a high quality even phone and you know how to like pull settings and focus and like you're using the right lights and you are still doing cinematography, that's a music video.
Sure.
So that kind, the short form content, the stuff you can make for cheap and consistently and often, and you can review and retarget the data, that shit's really important. But a music video where I'm getting a
I'm talking about like a full
and a
length.
fucking production. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just being specific because there are like
Of course.
we're
Yeah.
talking about the traditional
Short
music
form music videos where you do one verse and then it's done or whatever. That's a different
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Like you can still take those to a pretty high level for free. And I like that. I really love cinematography and the art of it. And I love camera movement and um, just visual art. I love that. So for me, it's always going to be important for the artistic stuff for when I'm putting out content. Obviously, there's like kind of like the jab, the quick stuff that's not like super artsy because you can't always be unless you're really really fast, but if you just want to put out quick whatever stuff, like there are stuff like that that works on TikTok that's like not super high value content, but it is a good audition to someone who like hears the tune and it's like a cool enough picture for them to be like, oh, it's like the new underground, like of SoundCloud, like people are kind of like undergrounding on there for like trendy ass fucking guys. But
Yeah.
I like a music video, not in the traditional sense. It's too expensive and not sustainable. Short answer.
Yeah.
Could have
I
just
like that, man. How important is getting grants for a Canadian artist?
um That is a funny question. It is not necessary, but extremely helpful.
Yeah.
Super helpful. If I could get so much grant money every single time, I would absolutely. And again, when I was talking, I didn't finish this. When I was talking about the two different like audiences, the other side is the music business side, and grants and navigating this and having like I have like letters signed from like executive directors of music things, and like I have labeled referrals and like support quotes and these things from these fucking heads. So it's like you're getting your foot in the door. So when you have those support quotes and you learn how to play the game of writing grants and doing a project management of your marketing plan and all of this, and then here's my fucking test. Like you're making a business plan. So if you can make a grant, I think that also probably indicates to some degree someone at least in your camp is thinking about how to make a business proposal type
Sustainable
thing.
business. Yeah.
Yeah, but some of them aren't like that though. So that's the thing. Some of them are purely vocational, and like this is my art, and this, and then they make it like okay, it has to have a community impact. Well, how do you guys measure community impact? They want you to write this whole fucking paragraph on the community
They want you to
impact.
talk about how your music is going to help people with their mental health and
Yeah, yeah,
I
you're
don't
like,
know,
yeah,
something.
yeah. You put some shit in there, and it's like, dude, Bad Habits isn't gonna get a grant, but that's a song worth releasing, in my opinion, for people who want to hear it.
Right.
I'm doing my best to make a sustainable business career, and I'm repping Edmonton, and I love where I'm from, and I will give back to the community when I have the fucking means. I can't be doing volunteer work when I have to have a fucking 40-hour job
Yeah.
to
But the
pay
people who give out
everything, and
grants are
then,
going to hear it and be like, he wants a what type of coat?
dude, this
Never
guy
will he get a grant. Yeah.
guy's talking about gambling. I'm not going to give him $2,500 stipend so he can work a little bit less because he's going to head straight to the Nino, dude.
Right.
You know, but it's like I'm not, guys.
Yeah.
Just a
It's
fucking
just
bit.
entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I actually the gambling's more based on a friend of mine, not me. But
Right.
you know, there's risky situations for us all. But
Yeah.
so what was the initial question? Sorry.
How important is getting grants was where we were at. Yeah.
It is not. You can do it without grants, but it's easier with grants. And if you can get them consistently, hell yeah. Like in a perfect world, I would have someone who writes them for me. And it's like actually to my vision and my understanding. And you know, it's a deliverable business proposal. It's a project that we are going to have these timelines, and it's a reasonable thing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have to do the paperwork every time. I would like to just focus on the fucking completion of the project
That's the
and
dream right there,
directing
man.
the project manager, and at times the creative director and the fucking producer or backseat otherwise, you know, like there's a lot of things fucking going on, guys.
There are people
um,
out there who just write grants. They should get at us. We fucking need you, people.
I just well yeah I here's the thing though, you got to look at it same way with a promoter. When you're putting people in the room, that's your only negotiation. With a grant writer, there's like you're only going to get them with money. Like not very many people are gonna, like I've helped my friends with grants because they helped me back, and I've
Yeah.
gotten some grants, and I've helped my friends get grants like by like really being like, this is what I wrote. You want to write a similar version? I can edit it for you. Just put your own shit in. Like, this is a decent template. Like, you see what I found was important. Like, I learned about it. I've been to workshops.
Right.
I got mentors
I
that
talked
I've
to Arlo Maverick. God damn it.
yeah, I mean Arlo's definitely. I've never worked with Arlo specifically on that stuff, but yeah, he's totally a guy who's involved in the community in that sense and understands that, and clearly like receives um you know, support from those types of bodies, and good on him. He's fucking crushing it. Like
Oh yeah.
that's what he's got to do. I wish I had fucking grants, but yeah, Arlo is totally a guy to do that. But you're only like leverage again, what I was saying is with a grant writing person is money. So if they're going to get a commission, if you get it, they only want to write grants for people who are more likely to get the grant, because then they can make more money consistently. And they also only want to write grants for people who are easy to work with, which usually comes with experience and preparation, and like you have a bunch of assets, you have a general outline and a direction.
Right.
Obviously, because if they're going to write you a grant without that stuff, then they need to become a business consultant for you, really.
They
And like
really need
that's
to know what you're about, right? If you can't tell
yeah.
them yourself.
And like also like, I mean, I've written grants that were so pie in the sky. Like I understand why I didn't get them, because I was just like, man, I'm gonna fucking climb a mountain and shoot a music video with all my brothers, and we're gonna come back down with real gear though. We're sick, you know. And they're like, yeah, that's you gonna do that. What time of year? Nah, we're gonna give it to someone who's like. You also like have to have project viability. There's definitely been times where I was like, yeah, I was like, I laugh at my like young, audacious, ambitious, overly ambitious, not fully like geared in reality of
Still
experience.
learning lessons, man. It's all a learning curve, this whole fucking journey, right? Yeah.
So yeah, they're important. If you can get them, do it. Fuck yeah. I wish I got more.
Yeah.
If you write grants consistently, I have a bunch of grants I've written. And if you want to make money with me, I think I'm at that point. So
Word.
hit me up.
How important is it that an artist writes their own bars? This is one I've just added recently with all these fucking reference tracks and whatnot coming out, and it being popular discussion.
I mean, like the backpacker in me is like, yeah, you should probably write your bars for sure. Like write your own bars. The songwriter in me, and I do mean songwriter, not rapper.
Yeah.
Not that rapping isn't songwriting, it is still, but like who's like, I want to make songs that like connect. Like I like working with other writers and producers and stuff who are bringing stuff to the table that I wouldn't have thought of, or giving a perspective and a taste that I really appreciate. Like I was talking about the people you want opinions from, like those types of people. Yeah, I totally have music that out. You can see the credits who wrote on it with me. I actually need to do a double check now that I moved over to Two Lost and really like be super diligent about it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go reference my split sheets and put it like some people like, when I report to SoCan, like I gotta actually finish registering everything. But they have credits on my songs. That's not an issue for me personally. Like I know people get real pissed about, oh, Drake has a ghostwriter. Like, yeah, who fucking cares? Like I do think like to a degree, like it's just man, it's just a product. Like guys, get real. Like, yes,
I think it's
from an
nuanced, right?
art, it's extremely nuanced. Like people who are talking about that shit don't fucking get it. It's like, dude, this guy is like, if you have a giant fucking production house and you're putting out hits constantly,
Yeah.
is it realistically reasonable for you to do that yourself? Unless you're actually that prolific. There are people who are prolific writers and like, let's go. But is it okay to work with your camp? In my opinion, yeah. I mean, I'm not like Drake. I'm not even want to talk about him specifically because I know he has his own like songwriting factory, like label conspiracy people talk about. I don't.
Sure.
This is not me coming to his defense like that. But like, I think writing songs with your friends is a fun activity. You should write songs with your friends and write songs with people who have creativity that you give a fuck about. Even if they're not just the producer and the rapper, I'll write with other. I was even saying, me and Patty have written some of the lyrics together, or concepts. He's given me feedback.
When I think that's different than maybe like buying a fully formed song and like hearing the reference track and jumping in the booth and like parroting that reference track out as best as you can. That's a different thing than sitting in a room with somebody who's like, yo, what do you think about this hook? And sings a hook. And you're like, yeah, that sounds dope. Fucking record it. And then they get writer credits on the hook or whatever. Like,
yeah. Like those are two different things. Yeah. Like those are separate distinctions. I'm not, I think, yes, going and like just buying songs, but that's the thing pop stars have been doing forever. So we can't all act surprised. I understand why rappers are probably doing it. I think in rap, it's a little bit more important for your self-expression and who you are. To
rap's all about I statements and fucking authenticity or whatever, right? So the thing that rubbed me personally wrong with it was just the dude runs around and calls himself the greatest of all time. And it's like, yeah, I think all these dudes who have fucking written their own raps might have more of a claim to that one than the guy performing other people's raps or whatever. Yeah.
What like you think about in hockey, Oilers. McDavid is the best hockey player of all time. Gretzky's still the greatest. So
give it another 7 games and maybe we can make that claim, man. I feel like you got to bring home a couple of cups. I feel like you got to bring home a couple of cups before.
Yeah, but the Oilers won a cup without Gretzky.
Sure.
Never won a cup without the Oilers, and we get into that. But
okay, right.
I think obviously if McDavid won some cups, he would have much. Yeah, he strengthens his case. I don't think championships are the only indicator.
Yeah,
because there's some discussion.
But music-wise, I don't think sales are the only indicator.
No, that's why that was kind of my point. It's like, what's the indication? Because you ever been to a Drake show? I've been to a Drake concert in Edmonton at the fucking Rogers Place. Yeah, that was lit. Obviously, his set was awesome. Like, there's so many songs. You're like, oh, this is hit after hit after hit.
Yeah,
I love some Drake songs. There's some shit that I don't like, and I get a lot of the critiques of him specifically, but some of his songs are so good. And if you wouldn't have written them with someone else, well, then that's a disservice to the consuming of art. Does all art have to be written only by the person who wrote or is performing it? No.
I don't think so. No. Yeah.
No, I think you should try and just be a good person and not like be like, I didn't write this with anybody. No one wrote this but me.
I'm the greatest.
If you're going to pay a shitload of money and you make a fair business deal, with an NDA is part of it, but it's a good deal for both parties sincerely, like not in like a sneaky way. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't really give a fuck. Like I do like to know who writes the songs. I look at the credits out of interest, and maybe they got a YouTube channel or what else have they written, and then I go study songs and shit. Um, but I think if you're gonna be like, I'm, to your point, I'm the best rapper ever. I think the term rapper comes with a lot of nuance of its self-expression, and these are my bars, and this is me spitting, and this is what I brought to the table. I went home and I wrote these, or I'm freestyling these. This is my personal expression and skill level in a competitive manner. So if you want to do that shit, yeah, you should probably write all your own shit and don't show anybody. But if you're doing that and you're just putting out shit like you think you're the best without even auditioning it and shit, I don't know, maybe you won't make as good of music, or I love the contributions people have made me. It made me a better musician,
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. How important is working with local producers as compared to, BeatStars guys or whatever?
I like working with people in person who are my friends, who I enjoy, that I would spend time with anyways. That's like first.
That's
So
valid.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like people play sports with their friends. Like this is a sport I play with my friends, in person. Do I think it is, do you have a moral obligation to go work with a local producer because you're from where you're from and you got to rep? No, I don't think you have to do that. I think it's cool to do that though. Like you can't frown upon it. If you're so close-minded, you're like, I only work with locals, then you are limiting yourself to the pool of people around you, which in a way can force, pressure makes diamonds, and you guys grind up and come up together. I love that
Well, and the
vision.
other thing is it's genuine relationships you're building with other artists around you who then are out in the
Yeah.
community promoting the shit too, compared to a guy on BeatStars who lives in Tennessee who doesn't give a fuck. He's selling you the beat, he's selling that guy the beat,
They're different things though, because we didn't even talk about the projects I'm going to do. I'm going to do one called the Mitch tape. That's literally just type beats off of YouTube or wherever. I mean, I could make my own. My friends can send me some. I don't care. Just type beat style stuff. For
I didn't
quick
want to
rap.
pry.
No,
You sounded like these
no,
were secrets that
no,
you're giving out.
no,
So
no.
I
I was
was
just
like, all right, we're not going to
super
talk about
stoned
it
at
then.
that
We'll go
moment,
on.
and yeah, yeah. This
Tell me about the
I'm
projects
normally
then,
more
man. I want to hear it.
I
Yeah.
am right now. Yeah, that's going to be called the mixtape, and it's just going to be buying beats, leasing beats. I'll probably get the track outs for most of them just so I can mix and like do those little switch ups I was talking to you. Like I love to do that, like
Yeah.
meticulous shit. Sometimes like less is more, and that's kind of what I was saying. I've overdid some of them even in any day now. There's like a lot. I like most of them, but
So like Mitch tape instead of mixtape kind of deal. Like you're going to
that's
be,
the
yeah,
pun. Yeah. Shout
gotcha.
out
Okay.
Brett
Yeah.
Wilkie for that. Yeah. The Mitch tape. Yeah, he always said that. That was just my buddy, friend of a friend in a friend group, the homie. Yeah, he said that would have been a funny name. And then later, I was like, oh, this is what it should be. The
There
format
you
of the
go with your
mixtape.
fucking ghostwriters again, Mitch.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
I give credit where it's due. Yeah. No, but it's just gonna be type beats, and I'm gonna do it with like on Twitch, which would be fun and like show the process and those types of things, and hopefully cut out content from that. That's the
Dope.
vision for the
Yeah.
mixtape.
Nice.
But then some of the songs that I'm gonna put on there, like one of my the songs I'm most excited about right now is off of a type beat. And dude, that's a sick beat. Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
I don't like, obviously other people buying it, like they're gonna have it too. I totally get that. And there's
But
a
that
few
might
songs
not
I
really
have in my
matter.
library that have the same beat or the same like main loop from Splice and stuff. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
there it is. Doesn't really distract. It does sometimes make me think of the
The
other
average
song.
listener doesn't know though. There's
But like,
120,000 new songs on Spotify every day. They're not finding the
let's
other ones that
let
sound the same.
let's say, yeah, it's very unlikely, but let's just say, this beat has been released to 1,000 other people or
Yeah.
999 other people. I like my odds of still making the best song, and if
Yeah.
not, it's going to be one of the best songs, and that's going to be indicated by how people are connecting and how I enjoy myself. But as a writer, it's like a really good time for you to get in a rep as a songwriter and a rapper, because
Yeah.
you're like, hey, this has inspired me. Ooh, I got to jump off when I got a feeling. And then I can get in there, and it's like I don't have to worry about this, like it's directed an idea or fostered and give me enough space for a mood to then chase an idea down. Like I'm not trying to like, people put out crap on type beats.
Yeah.
It's like improving grounds, and there's great stuff out there, and some people cost more than others, but also some people make really great stuff for not that much, that I'm like, y'all, what? You better be selling a lot of these, like it definitely cheapens the art, and like there's in some ways, so some people could argue that. But I'm gonna make more songs for it and make more fans and have a good time. So
I think being able to show like that you can thrive in diverse different lanes and sounds is a huge strength for an MC. I think that's one
yeah,
of my
man.
favorite things about MCing, honestly, is like hearing my favorite MCs over various types of production and
Great.
seeing what they
Yeah.
do with it, right? So
Hey, yeah, when someone else jumps on Dead Presidents, it's like, what you got? You know, it's like ciphering. It's a bit of a ciphering in that sense. And I
yeah,
didn't even think about it like that. But yeah, it's like, okay, you did a pretty good one with that, but here's like my version.
yeah,
But I do love, yeah, I do also do love those open verses on TikTok now. And then like a handful of people put up good ones, and that's a way to get a fan base, and it's from creation. It'd be
right.
cool if like you could get those beats after and actually just release a Spotify version. I wish that was like more of a thing. Hey, if you put a good open verse, also you get a cheap fucking lease. Like that'd be sick. I'd be cool
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, hell yeah,
Um,
man.
but I'm gonna say, I
Next
don't
one.
know. I just like, yeah, yeah. My bad, my
Next.
bad. Here, let me just let's pause just for the clip. I'm just gonna take a bite of this if that's all right.
Oh yeah, go nuts, man. Um,
Marvin.
think about this one while you chew. Something to chew on. How important is being able to write a good diss track?
I think it's a funny skill. I think it's a good skill. I love talking shit. I think it's really fun.
Have you done diss tracks? You
I mean, when I was like young, like that wasn't
okay?
good at rapping yet, so they're not good. I would
Sure.
never play them out. There's some funny, like, I always had jokes.
There's a bar here and there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I just wasn't a sick MC yet. But I mean, like with this whole thing with like Drake and J. Cole, and I mean J. Cole's was hard. I wish it was still out. But
That
yeah, I don't
one
really
struck me the wrong way, man. I was like,
J. Cole's?
yeah, he was talking about how he's gonna squeeze guns. I won't have my henchmen do it. I'll fucking walk up and pop you. I was like, no, you won't. This
And
isn't that
come
type
on,
of
dude.
beef, and you're not that kind of guy, are you? Like,
Come on. Yeah, well that's why I said that didn't sit right with my soul.
yeah,
When I'm just looking at it from a talk shit perspective, oh, that was a good jam, dude. I was like I'm also a J. Cole fan, so like he's my favorite out of those three personally. So like
okay,
call me biased, but
sure, yeah, no.
it was a great
Everybody is biased,
great
man. It's
songwriting.
impossible not
It
to
was a
be.
great
Yeah.
performance. But I'm just saying, like, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. But then these guys going at each other, like with digging up personal stuff, like it seems like a lot of energy on some negative shit, you
Dude,
know.
it
But
started a trend too. Like I've seen Canadian rappers going at each other in the past month now, like digging up dirt about each other. There's a fucking Young Stitch Hollahan diss that just hit the internet a couple days ago, and I was like, oh god damn, he's fucking
wait, Young Stitch, is that guy who like had the bricks and shit? Like who
had the
did
bricks. I
cocaine
don't
rap?
know. I mean,
Young
yeah,
Stitch.
he's done some coke rap in his days. Yeah, he's a Toronto based dude.
Oh, this is not who I thought it was.
Oh, you're thinking
Put
about
that brick
the
in
dude
your
with
face.
the yeah, no, I know the dude
I
you're
thought that guy was
talking
from
about.
America, yeah.
I think his name is something Stitch.
Stitches.
Yeah, okay, right.
This guy was
No,
funny.
Young
I think
Stitch,
he played a show in
he's a
Edmonton the other day.
Toronto-based dude, yeah.
Oh, and so Young Stitch came at Hollahan.
Yeah, and I mean he's got bars in there about how like because Hollahan calls himself God, and I think that the bar was like
Is Young Stitch
something about you're only a god because you let your G's OD or something along those lines, and like he's talking about like how many of his homies he's lost to overdose or whatever. I was just like, oof,
so like
these guys are getting personal and
they
getting
must have
mean
some
with
shit.
it. Like,
Yeah, you know what,
damn.
man? Honestly, bro, if you guys want to settle your shit that way, I think that's fine.
I mean, people say hip hop's a competitive sport, and that's what it's supposed to be. So I don't really feel one way or the other. I was
think
just
it's a
like,
competitive
ooh,
sport,
these
but I just don't
disses
want to
are
see
so
people,
personal these
I don't want to
days,
see
man.
people get murdered about it though.
Yeah.
I don't think that's cool.
I
I
agree
will,
with that.
however, condone a fucking boxing match or an MMA match to two consenting parties. I'd be down for a scrap. You know what I'm saying? Like if people wanted to scrap it out, and I was like, you know what? Actually, fuck you. Let's just box,
Dude,
and then why don't we sell tickets and fucking,
I'd
you know,
buy Drake versus Kendrick pay-per-view fucking
Are you fucking
boxing
kidding?
match.
That
It'd
would
be the
be
biggest thing in
awesome.
history. Yeah.
That would be awesome. I know, and I know, like obviously in this state and time, like there's the whole Jake Paul thing, and people shit on him, and like there's obviously influencer boxing and stuff. I do believe, like, I don't know, I enjoy martial arts and shit, and you get punched in the face, like shit's humbling, or like someone fucking, you know, takes you down and you can't get out of like you're stuck in guard and they're just fucking punching you and shit. Like that sucks, you know. But imagine someone doing that as hard as possible. You get fucked up, like people. But the thing is people skip that step and they don't, you know, they'll actually try and kill you. I don't actually want to
The
be
fair one isn't a thing anymore in You know, when there's
Well,
millionaires with guns
I'm not
out
about
there
street life. You
beefing
know what
with
I'm
each
saying? Like,
other.
I
You
don't
know.
know what's going on out there. Like, I'm not an actual gangster. I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course. Well, you mean
But
you're not? Shit, man. I thought I was
yeah, no, I'm
talking
not
to
actually a
a G.
gangster, obviously. But I do, you know, I do like puffing my chest out. That's all I mean.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, that's a hard bar. That's a personal bar. Is it true though? That's the other
Who
thing about,
knows?
you know, that's the thing about disses actually is like you can start these like claims and rumors and they could
Dude,
actually be baseless.
I still don't know.
So I
Did
think if you're
Drake
gonna
actually have the daughter? I've seen people saying, "Oh no, Kendrick was
no, I
lying."
don't
Like I don't
think so.
fucking know. I
I
mean,
think that was
we never
does
got
Drake,
receipts on
I
any of
don't
that
think,
shit.
does Drake have a daughter? He did have a hidden son though.
Well, he did have the hidden son. That was the
Does
Pusha T
Drake have a
one.
child? Drake has one child named Adonis Graham. Yeah, who is now.
So, but the
Mhm.
daughter, because right after it dropped, like a day or two later, Drake's camp was kind of posting about how like, haha, we fooled you, and then he said that he
Yeah, we gave
like,
you some. We gave you, yo. We dropped you a line. It was fake
yeah,
some fake intel.
yeah,
We
whatever it was.
unlocked.
We fed you the fake. I don't actually know what the answer is. I expected a week later that there would be the expose telling me like whether or not Drake's daughter is real, but I have no
Mhm.
fucking idea. So it's a bunch of mud thrown both directions, and who knows what was real, right? But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, these guys got into some shit, but I think also like, yeah, when they're talking about like grooming and shit and being bad to women, like if you're actually like that, I think it's okay to call someone out on that. That's
yeah,
encouraged. Like,
it's probably good to call people out on that. I
and
think
you know,
that's
stop doing
probably
that.
necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Don't do those things. If you've made mistakes, fucking learn from them, be a better person. Don't do that shit anymore. Say sorry. Like, you know, like don't do that though, first and foremost, obviously. But but the that G's line, that's a good creative. I was gonna go back to that when he said you're the God or whatever.
Yeah.
Cause that's your G's OD. Like that's a hard bar, dude.
It's yeah,
And
that's a deep cut right there if it's
that's
true.
also
Like
coined for his like greatest pain. So I would argue that that's probably a great diss line. Oh, I would, no, I'm not gonna argue. That is.
yeah.
It's a great, but it might just cause violence. That is not that sick.
Yeah,
Holohan could do
he
that.
also
He's a
has a bar in
bad
there
man.
about how Holohan's too big to fight, so I'll just stab you. And I was like, I hope
Yeah.
not, guys. Don't do that. Like, that's maybe
Wow. Yeah. See, I wouldn't, I'm not going to partake in that. It's a little too far.
it's
Well,
yeah.
that's not a little. That is too far. That's a bit serious. Like,
That's
see, but
just an
I'm not
example off
about
the
it.
top of my head, though. I was just meant to bring that up because you mentioned how personal the Drake and Kendrick thing got, and I mean, it seems to have spilled over where like everybody wants to make the diss track, like shoveling up the dirt on their enemy now. I've heard several of them across Canadian hip hop. I listen to
Yeah.
way too much Canadian hip hop, but
Yeah. You're the plug for the Canadian hip hop. I did. Yeah. I
yeah,
think I don't know, man. I'm not like if you're gonna do a diss, it better be a good song first and foremost. That's my opinion. If you didn't put out a good song, I'm not really gonna ever listen to it again.
fair.
How good was your diss? Like, because it's one thing to like just do like a spoken word. Like it's kind of funny when you think about it. You're like, or like battle rapping back in the day, like KOTD. You're doing like a poem for your
Yeah,
enemy.
there's not
Kind of
even a
funny.
beat playing or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, but like you
Yeah.
know, like let's be careful with diss tracks. Like, are we making tracks? So that's one thing I think people liked about Drake's. They were like good jams. I mean, Kendrick had some really good moments. Like they not like us.
Well,
They
and a
not.
lot of KOTD ends up being more like just kind of roast battle shit. Like I've often felt like those
I
dudes are
prefer
very
I like a
similar
roast
to.
battle. I think roast battles are funnier. The compliment battles, that shit. Like when I was into that shit, I was making jokes at people's expense. I
Yeah,
wasn't trying to be like,
I know
you know,
about what you did last summer. You know? Shit.
like I'm not really about that at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
But I do. But again, I still appreciate the bravado, the braggadocio, the I'm about it. And
KOTD has always reminded me of stand-up comedy to a degree. It's
it's
like
like
stand-up
wrestling.
comedy that
So
rhymes,
wrestling for slam poets who like hip hop.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree.
I think the joke too on that note is that a lot of battle rappers don't make good songs. So
Yep.
make good songs. That's I think what I'm trying to say. I
Yeah, you
think
got to
that's
be
what
able to do both. You got to be able to make a good song before you need to worry about writing a good diss track. I think probably right.
a track. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How about how important is getting features from big name artists? Have you ever done that? I don't know if I've ever seen you with the like
No, I don't have any like big feature artists at
tag
all.
in from some big feature. Yeah.
No, yeah, so that's an interesting business. I think you should be very intelligent and well informed and prepared if you're going to do something like that. I've seen so many people get verses and shit and then like not be able to upload them, or like the paperwork's bad and they got to keep pushing it back and they're like, oh, we didn't actually say when you could release it. And there's no end clause.
Yeah.
But we did say that we get to decide when you can release it, and that's in the clause. So you can release it like 20 years from now. Like that'd be shitty. Like that's worst case scenario. That's like scam artist shit.
Right.
I've heard that from people where they like lose the vocals and there's no other copy, and I'm like, what have you done?
Yeah.
The person's like, yeah, I'll redo it for the same price, and you're like, come on, what? I've heard some shit like that, but I think how important is it? It's not necessary. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Can you do a strategic one that makes sense? Potentially. I personally would rather spend the money on myself and making my art really good so that the people I would buy verses from or even consider it, or who I look up to as great artists, or that I think could help my career and we could share fans, I would want them to feel the same way about it.
For real.
That'd be much easier, and then it'd be much cheaper. And then that whatever 5K people pay for a verse or whatever it is, if they're paying for a verse, like how are you going to see that money back? If you're getting a verse from someone, they better be promoting it. There should be something about that to some degree, because if they don't want to promote it, it probably speaks to the quality of it. And I don't want to be doing a song like, yo, shout out big bro, and he's never posted about me. That's not really that cool. Like that's obvious. We see that.
Yeah.
However, some people don't see that on Spotify, so it's okay. So if they come across your shit and you're like, the Western Canadian guy and you got a big Mercules feature and you made like a decent song, fans of Mercules will lock in, like that makes sense. Like again, he's like one of the big guys around like Western Canada.
Hercules also has a bunch of good verses on songs with people who, as soon as they start rapping, I'm like, I'm done with this song. Thank you very much. We're on to the next thing.
So you need to buy a feature when you're ready. Like some people got that. I remember actually Mercules is funny. I remember one point he was in Edmonton because he was here all the time. There was a time I could have got a feature from him. I decided not to, because I was like, I don't think, for me personally, the decision was not to do with him or anything specifically, but just because like his fans aren't necessarily the same crossover that I have. Like he's more of that underground Western Canadian hip hop stuff, like obviously like aligned with, what's
Death Row now. So he's alive.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, he's probably like the biggest guy out of that. What I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm blanking. Like obviously Junk, but who is Junk signed to? He's Stealth Bomb. Who runs Stealth Bomb? Why am I forgetting? I really don't. He has some great songs. Not
House Gang or something. Isn't House Gang what Junk reps?
Stealth. No, you're gonna laugh.
Stomp Down Killers.
Yeah, SDK.
Battle Axe. What are we talking about?
Snack the Ripper. That's all I was gonna say.
Okay.
Snack the Ripper's actually a dope MC too. Like those guys are good rappers. So, but I feel like Mercules is like the biggest one to emerge. Like those like guys were a bit before him. I don't know about Junk's timeline, but obviously SDK was there before and he toured with them. So like he's great. He's killing it.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's not really the type of music I make. I have more of a pop twist. Like, I don't really like, I'm not as like, they have more of like a grimy aesthetic, more.
You'd sound a little bit out of place talking about how you're gonna, kick in the door and skin someone's mom, whereas those guys, I mean, those guys will tell you that.
I do think like there's this place for horrorcore rap, and like I'd have appreciated some, like Eminem's Relapse was an album that like horrorcore wise like stood out to me. There's some tracks I don't like on them, but no, I do not fit in there as a brand. Like I'm not going to connect. That's not my main audience. Those people are cool, but so how important is it? It's not important. I think you should probably save your money, and if you're going to do it better, like make a lot of sense. And in my personal opinion, I'm just gonna collab with those people when they want to collab with me and keep making my own music and spending my budget on marketing and products to sell and build my business.
Word. We got a question in Twitch chat here. Somebody paid 1,000 of the channel points to ask us a question, and
oh wow,
it is who would Mitchell and me have for a collab if we could choose one?
Me and you?
Well, I don't know. Together, I think we can both answer this question for him for his 1,000 points. Yeah, who?
I could have a collab with anybody.
Collab with anybody. Yeah.
Anybody right now, dead or alive? I
mean, let's go with alive, because what are you going to take, the AI Tupac voice? Yeah, he says alive.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, like if I could actually have them do a song with me when they're alive. I don't mean the AI. Could I get one from a feature from a person who's alive, or from someone who died but an AI version? AI version. Like no, it's not.
Get him up there as a hologram too. Why not?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the projectors would be a little expensive. Go up a lot.
Yeah.
That's more for my tickets. I mean, obviously I kind of say like, I mean, J. Cole is probably one of my, like, he's my favorite, like probably A-list guy right now, consistently. So That's probably like the easiest, the safe, not I want to say the safest answer, but like that makes like the most like that would give me the most possible momentum. I would think, just
Sure.
looking at when you're purely looking at it statistically.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of his, I don't know if his fans would necessarily jive with me though,
I'm not
as
going to
much.
go
If he's,
statistical probability with mine at all. I'm just going to say if I could spend a day in studio making music with one person,
oh, okay,
I'd get in there with RZA.
nice.
I'd
RZA.
lock in with the RZA because yeah, dude's legacy has been hugely influential to me and to hip hop in general. And but yeah, as far as popularity wise, would that be the biggest boost that I could
Jake,
give my music? No, probably not.
no, probably not.
It
But J.
it would
Cole
be a
for me,
boost though, still. But yeah,
I will say though, to be fair, J. Cole like it is very influential to me and I'm a very large fan of. So I do think that is a great. It actually checks both boxes
yeah,
completely
yeah, he's a good
and
pick.
fine. I wonder who I should look at my listening history. Yeah, let's just say J. Cole. Short
I
answer.
went with a producer because I mean RZA can rap too. I like RZA's raps, but
Oh,
you
I
know the thing
honestly
about
thought it.
jumping
I
on a
thought you were
track with
gonna.
like, oh, I
I
want to
thought
be
you
on
were
a
gonna do
track
the
with
rap.
Kendrick, you gotta like jump over a high bar to be rapping alongside
That's okay.
J. Cole or Kendrick or
I'll
whatever.
do a great job and get renegated by J. Cole tomorrow.
That'll be all right. Yeah, all right.
If they send me the
Wouldn't be
vocals,
the worst thing in the world. Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
don't care. I'll take that.
for real, man. Okay,
And
I got a few more of these. How important to try to get through here? How important is an artist's physical location? Guy in Edmonton.
internet is the biggest city in the world.
Okay.
Period.
Yep.
It's not. It can work for you and work against you in both ways at all times. There's pros and cons, but you do not need to move to Vancouver to become a famous rapper. Let's stop that right now.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people go Toronto, a lot of people go Vancouver, a lot of people bounce right to LA or whatever, right?
Sure, and there's probably people they met there because that's where they decided to go that they would have never met online. But
Yeah.
how about you? Like me, I don't know. I'm from Edmonton, and it's Alberta's cheaper to live than most places in Canada. I'm from Edmonton. I have a large fan base here, families here. I know
Connections.
the roads by heart.
Yep.
I have
Connections and
members on
safety
every
net too
corner.
goes a long ways, right? Just
But
having
it's also just
people
it's
around that
also
have your back and shit. Yeah.
yes, yes, absolutely. So my community is here, but also it's financially responsible, the
Yeah.
most responsible. I couldn't imagine living in any other city, like because like what I wouldn't go live in Calgary, same size. Vancouver is way too expensive.
You have to move into some like artist commune if you go to Vancouver or something, like live
Yeah,
with
but there's probably like a
10
waiting list.
other artists who are all
But
sharing
yeah,
coaches.
the wait list is probably yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't slum it out if I had to. I don't though. It's
Yeah.
not. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, man.
So no, it's not. Internet's the biggest city in the world. I would be down to like live in a place like Montreal though, if I had internet money. Going back to internet money, we were talking about. Once I get internet money, I'd consider where I'd live. The only other place I'd probably consider living in Canada at this moment that I am privy to would be Montreal. If I
Yeah.
had internet money though, I don't want to go there and like get a new job and have to be a fucking 9 to 5 in a place I'm not from with an advantage. I got home court advantage here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that Montreal has a good music scene, though. I'd definitely like play some people
Cool
from
place.
Montreal. There's definitely some good hip hop coming out of Montreal.
I think there's probably like a greater like natural support from like the people that live there for the art. So I could see why people would like be like, oh, Edmonton's not that big for rap. It's like, yeah, you're right. There's definitely bigger like rappers coming from Edmonton now, and the rap scene is growing and it has changed and will continue to, but we're not like a pie or like a big leader of rap.
There's a lot of talent in Edmonton. I think there's not as much support as there is talent. Maybe you know,
From the average person who lives here, no.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like for people who you're trying to sell to come out to a show or whatever, like putting on a rap show in LA is gonna look a lot different than putting on a rap show in Edmonton.
I feel like I also feel like I'd play a way better rap show in Edmonton right now than LA. Like I don't want to just go to LA and pay to like somehow put a show together there. Like
Sure.
you know,
But you could pop up at a
like
showcase or some shit down there and be able to
that's
hold it down.
different. But
People would
like
like your
even then,
music
it's
still, I
like
think.
showcase. Like how much does it cost for me to fly there and like live
Yeah,
there? Can I
yeah.
just have that money to put into an ad of a successful
No,
piece of
that's
content
that
there?
it's too expensive
Make the
unless
money.
factors paying for it, right? That's for sure.
I already forgot the question.
Well, we're on to the next one now. That it was physical location we were talking about,
I'm
but
just bugging.
yeah, you answered it quick. This is a new one I've been asking people. How
Yeah.
important is staying physically fit as an artist?
If you don't stay physically fit, you're going to die early and you're going to be way less productive and you're playing yourself. Take responsibility for your health, be active.
Boom.
Your
Yeah.
mind is an extension of your body. If you don't take care of your body, you're not fully taking care of yourself, period. No questions asked, undebatable.
Okay.
Not even up for discussion. If someone's trying to come at me with I'm not trying to exercise in any fashion way, unless you have some crazy comorbid, like, I mean, crazy, but like a large comorbidity where movement or something is prohibited.
Sure.
Generally speaking, Gen Pop, exercise. Find a sport you like, get a gym membership. Don't be the guy who's trying to be a bodybuilder for no reason. Find something you enjoy doing physically, whether it's fucking walking or playing a sport. Do that. Whatever that looks like for you, find that connection in your life and have it consistently, fucking 5 days a week, even
Yeah.
if it's only 30 minutes. Don't be unhealthy.
Dude,
Period.
this next one is interesting for me to ask you because, we talked about how like we talked back in the day as you were first entering the game as an 18-year-old or whatever, and I can remember telling you a list of MCs who's like, you should go listen to Reasonable Doubt, and you should listen to 36 Chambers, and you should listen to Illmatic or whatever,
Okay.
right? So, but
Illmatic,
I wanted to ask you, how important is listening to legends of hip hop?
I think I went through it. It's funny you say that because at that time I did want to do, because again, I love the craft. So I do think it is important to understand the lineage. Like there's a lot of lessons to be learned and lots of takeaways to be had
Yeah.
from studying your lineage. I think it's important. Like the history of music exists for a reason. The same way understanding who you're learning jujitsu from, you'd like to understand the lineage of their black belts they learned from all the way up to who is the O's of G's of that lineage. Like it's like, you're an extension of who you surround yourself with. And as a creator, you become an extension of your tastes and of your previous experiences with art. So for me in rap and like, the purest kind of bit of blood I have coursing at times, hip hop, I think you should go. Like I do know, I have listened to Nas's Illmatic a bunch and I love it. And it's kind of funny. And then you can think about how like Eminem's Infinite is like, 5 years later or whatever it was, like that's his impersonation
Right.
of Nas, which is funny because Infinite is sick because I do love legendary golden era boom bap hip hop. I love that shit. So it was very important to me and influential to my style. I do think you can just be a fan of music, listen to whatever's contemporary because you're fucking 15.
Yeah.
You haven't studied it. You don't come from a music background or go to music school. Your parents are fucking carpenters and your mom's a nurse.
Yeah.
And you fucking go online and you learn, you see the song and then you get BandLab and you hit the fucking autotune and you make a jam. That's legit as well. That is all right. That is
100%.
great.
Yep.
We mustn't discourage people from making art. There's definitely trolls and shit. And like some people suck. And it's okay to like, I love a good flame comment and a good razz, but like it's not a prerequisite, but it is quite beneficial. And if you want to be a part of hip hop, it's
at some point it gets gatekeepery to be like, oh, you don't even know this, then you're not legit.
Yeah, and then I'm like, do you want to box? Because you don't even know how to defend a left hook, son.
Yeah. Have you been practicing MMA? I wanted to ask
what
you.
you've been
talking about, martial arts training and shit. You got hands like that? You gonna flip a motherfucker?
I think Gen Pop would probably smoke most Gen Pop. Like, obviously, once like weight gets really big, so I do not weigh very much. Like that would become a factor. But like anyone within my weight who doesn't train, like I like my odds versus theirs. Like,
okay,
what's that one thing where they like run historical simulations of battles?
Okay,
they run it like 1,000 times. This like what the fuck is that show? When they're like the ninjas versus the
I've seen the one you're talking about though. Yeah,
I like my odds.
The Spartans versus the samurais or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And then they like study. So no, I have been doing martial arts. I really like it. That's like sort of my sport that I've really gotten into recently. Like I grew up playing lots of like team sports and stuff, which is great. But what I like about martial arts, other than I became a big fan of MMA, especially because it was one of the only things on during COVID. And I like a good. Like I played collision sports, so like the rough housing and stuff has always been.
All the other sports kept going, didn't they? They just moved NHL into bubbles and shit. And NBA, I think, was doing bubbles.
At one point, they had a reduced season and like.
Oh yeah, right. They did have the short season,
like,
right? Yeah.
UFC set up like the Apex, and they also set up Fight Island, like so they were having like full broadcasts of like the biggest fighters in MMA fighting.
Okay.
When no one else had shit or barely anything. So, anyways, that was influential to me becoming a fan, but. I've always appreciated it before that. But yes, been training martial arts. I do like wrestling and shit, especially. I did some wrestling when I was a little kid, like in junior high. I wish I continued. They didn't have it at my high school, but I don't know, something about it. And it's like, it's also an art form and a craft and
discipline. It's a discipline,
but it's also an expression. You get in a flow state in a different way, especially like, when you're doing sparring and stuff, you're not like trying to kill your partner, but you are trying to place your foot right here really gently. you know?
That's the way battle rap should be. That mentality right there.
Yeah,
Don't try to kill the other guy. Yeah.
yeah, that's a super super funny analogy. 100%. Let's or you can even like kind of, I don't want to say hard spar where you're actually scrapping, but like, we can pad up, and if you're more experienced, yeah, we can get a little rougher. We can go for some actual, like,
Yeah.
when you wrestle like freestyle or Greco-Roman, or you're doing like jiu-jitsu of any kind, like you do live rolls all the time. So you're actually trying to choke each other, but as soon as you get, it's like, oh, or if you
Yeah.
slam, like, you're not going to actually try and slam the living fuck out of your training partner,
Real.
but you would pick them up like you're about to, and you're like, I'm gonna put you down.
I could have.
I,
Yeah.
let's just all let the record show I would have put you out there, but I didn't because I'm a nice guy. Yeah, no, it's a funny comparison. No, I love mixed martial arts. It's cool.
Nice. How about this one, bro? How important is pressing vinyl? You ever thought about pressing vinyl? Looked into pressing
Yeah,
vinyl?
I've looked at the numbers. I don't think it's super important. It shouldn't be at the top of your business plan. I do think, well, vinyl is making a resurgence, and if you are able to have a large enough fan base that it is a profitable endeavor, usually I see people run like pre-sale campaigns and stuff, because to meet a minimum order requirement, so that they're not like taking this massive risk. I don't think it's super important. I think it's really cool. And if you can do it consistently because you're a big enough artist, hell yeah, do that. Because you can get some pretty good margins. If you can order a large amount of vinyl, it's just a lot, but people will pay $50 for vinyl, or like a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah.
So they have that high of a ticket item. Great. I don't think that's in the realm of most people, especially not like grassroots, like day one or like in the first few years.
People are broke. Yeah.
People are broke, but like, don't go risk your money to run yourself broke to have a closet full of vinyl. Like, it's one thing to be willing to sit on stock, but no, it's not the most important thing. Sell some CDs first.
Hell yeah.
CDs are okay to sell. I still have CDs I sell, and it's not like my main thing, and it's not like it used to be, but have it live.
People are listening on the streaming anyways. They're just buying something to support.
Yeah, and then you can also use it in an ad as like you can buy my CD if you pay for shipping and handling, and then there's an order bump. Like, it's a great like tool to use as a digital marketing, like you know, I guess bribe. I mean, bribe is like how, like, they probably call it, it's a good deal for the person. I can get this guy's literal physical CD for free if I just pay for shipping and handling.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just do that, and that's the only thing they ever do, but those people are still important because they'll share your music.
Oh yeah, man.
So,
how about how important is the ability to freestyle? Can you freestyle?
no, I don't think I'm like a good freestyler. Like,
I'm gonna cut on a beat, 5 fingers of death right now. No.
Yeah, I always think about if I went on Sway, like I would be one of the guys who pre-write something really good,
Yeah.
and perform it really good and try and have a very memorable Sway. But I'd call it a freestyle in the sense that there was no form or arrangement.
That's the majority of guys on there.
That's fine, and I think that's okay. That's that's better to listen to.
Yeah.
Better to listen to. Am I going to be like the Harry Mack? No, I think what he's done is very cool, and I love
that
the
dude's
technique.
dope as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, the technique behind it, and I understand a lot of like the general concepts, not to his level obviously, but I get how you can be better at it and develop it as a skill, like through, because it's a form of improvisation and practice and understanding how to lead to certain words or work with the crowd. When they always say, give me a word, I've been doing that forever as a songwriting tool. So to me, freestyling is more of a songwriting tool. I was always, give me a word, and I'm going to come up with the best rhymes for it, to use it as a jump off point and a stimulus to come up with some punchlines or whatever. Now I'm more open to than just punchlines, but I do love that competitive punchline, braggadocio, battle rap-esque bar spitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
great creative tool though. I agree with that, man.
Yeah. I would love if I was better at it, but it's not the first order of priority. But I'll share this for songwriting. When I put a song on now, I try and go from an emotion. How does the song make me feel? What is it making me visualize? I might jot down a bunch of different objects to use as prompts, or how would I make a creative reference with that object or whatever that this sentiment is feeling, what direction I want to go. And then I'll try and freestyle with those things, and I'll record the freestyle into my DAW. And then sometimes that's how I'll use, and I'll puzzle piece some of the best parts together and then workshop them. And then that's how that's how I do.
Yeah. Great songwriting strategy, man.
Like songwriting strategy. Yeah. Shout out to Anna for that. And then, I learned that more so from her, like specifically, like, obviously, like, that's a pretty common technique, but it's a really great way to just, once you start getting presets and stuff, like, you're capturing your ideas and you're actually expressing it and getting that initial tone, because that's something I've missed over the years, like not recording myself. And also, like, recording, I'm a recording artist. Let's be clear. Live performing is important, but my recording art is actually more important, because I won't get to live perform if my recording art isn't good. I do think you should have recording art that transfers to live art in some fashion. It doesn't need to be one-to-one though, like a lot of people think for some reason.
Right.
Just a different thing. Not bands don't sound exactly like they do live. they don't have the same amps. They have the closest thing they can get, and they might not have a track playing underneath with some of the production elements that weren't involved.
Right.
Maybe their snare is a little different. Like they don't have the same kit. They have to have that kit for the whole show, and those records, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys, be real. But I love songwriting, and freestyling makes it easier. So
Yeah, weird. How about this one's an interesting one for you in particular. How important is opening for big name rappers when they come through town?
It worked really well for me. It worked really well for me. I think I would say I am the large minority of who that worked well for. That game was cold, uh, and it was not an easy game, and it's not the only game you should play.
Yeah.
So, how important do I think it is for the general artist? Probably not super important, but I'll tell you in the ways in which it is important. Um, let's talk about getting new fans. That's what we're talking about. That's where you get the chance to audition your art in front of an audience to connect. And if you do, then those people come to your merch thing and you get to connect with them. Maybe you just make friends, maybe they follow you on social media, maybe they buy some merch, maybe they buy a bunch of merch. Hell yeah, you get new fans, you get, a connection, an email, someone to reconnect with and re-invite out. That's great. That's good. So if you're playing someone who is a similar fit to you, you're most likely to have the most qualified audience. And then if you show up prepared and do a great job and create a great emotional connection, boom, then it can be good. It's one of the ways it can be good. It adds to your resume when you're writing to that other side. I talked about that industry side. I've opened for so-and-so. My list, I could make a fucking textbook.
You got pages of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's like kind of funny. It's a bit of a bit internally with my friends in my camp and shit. I did them for so long, over and over and over and over again.
Have you ever seen that dude? He's got an Instagram account, and people challenge him to like connect within 6 degrees of separation through like, here's a photo of this person with this person.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
You'd be the Kevin Bacon of that shit, man. You got photos with everybody.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I never thought about doing that bit, because I was going to say what that guy does is just uses a picture of him with one famous person, or like the one guy I saw was like, so I have a connection to my brother. My brother met this guy, and then he just uses that famous person.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've absolutely met a bunch of huge artists, open for a bunch of big artists. Yeah, that game
you'd be able to connect to anybody within like 2 jumps, man. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yep.
You guys see that idea? I should do that. Thank you. Shout out, one time, shout out Doobyis.
Thank you.
I
have great ideas sometimes,
You do. No. And then I will say, just for the flip of that, a lot of these shows that I played, to be transparent, you're not making a lot of money off the tickets. Like at that time, like when I was younger, like 10 years ago, maybe 8, whatever, it's usually like $5 a ticket. There are some cases where I'm getting $10 a ticket before, but it was really built off and locally, when there was a lot of shows for a few years, a big part of it was local selling tickets to the shows to make them possible. There'd be like 6 locals on the show. And it got a bit of a circus at times when, in retrospect. I'm not saying it wasn't a good platform for me. Certainly didn't maximize it. I should have had merch and better music and blah, blah. Sure. It became a big distraction and a bit of a rat wheel, a mouse wheel.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. A hamster wheel.
Yeah, hamster wheel. Yeah. Some people, and there's definitely like a bit of socializing, and some people, you have to like navigate that world. Like I only worked with people, fortunately, generally that I got along with and respect. I'm not saying there wasn't times where I was like, man, that was some fucking bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I also had to learn some hard lessons, but you're not making a lot of money off the tickets. And like in those eras, you were selling a lot of tickets for the show. And I'm like, why? These shows can't even really happen without us all selling a bunch. And then we should do our own. Like that's what the big lesson was for me. Yeah. However, when big artists come to town, I still am in connection with these promoters locally. You know what I'm saying? I know some people from around. Like I'm not some fucking big locked in guy that like, I know who to ask if I want to be on a show. I don't always have my way or whatever. But now it's more of like, usually you get a bit of a flat rate now. I have a bunch of merch. Yeah. I go early, I get a proper sound check. Like then it was so like fly by night and it was like not that sick for artists. Now it's a lot better. I don't really have to sell tickets. Like I'll put up a link and stuff. There's times I get guest lists. Like it's much better situation, but there's a lot less opportunities. There's only profitable shows being booked as well. I also know some of these people.
And it was a lot of work to get to that point for you, right? I mean,
yeah, it was a lot of work, and it wasn't the most efficient work. It was a big diminishing returns at a certain point. I had lots of cool experiences from it. I spent my tires though. I wish I would have spent more time at that time making more music and releasing more music, and then having merch and being more prepared. But that's also just a symptom of like growing up and like having this like weird forage of independence into like an art form. At that time was like a weird transition of the internet too, and a lot of things. But now it's like um, you know, I definitely just saying I wish I would have focused more on making music much earlier in my career. Like that sounds so obvious. It sounds so obvious. I got very wrapped up in the business stuff. So
Yeah.
don't get stuck on a hamster wheel of opening for people if you're not putting out art and making money off your art and finding your people. Those are good auditions if the fucking it's not a big lopsided thing.
Right.
Like I mean, I opened for J. Cole, dude. I opened for J. Cole. 4,000 people were there.
Did you get to meet him?
No, I didn't. And that's a whole other story. I'm not, yeah. We'll say that for a different time. That's a funny story though. No, I didn't get to because the promoter was being a dick that day. The other promoter was like,
Damn.
what the fuck? I could have got you to fucking meet him. And I was like, fuck. But I have met a bunch. But that was still, I'm just saying like, that's a great accolade for me to put on my fucking grant application
sure.
and shit.
Yeah.
It makes, when I tell it to people, they're like, oh, you're about that life. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not just, when I say I'm an artist, I'm not just some fucking guy getting SoundCloud only like things. Like I'm actually trying to make a career off this. So
Yeah.
it definitely gave me good experience, cut my teeth as a performer. Could have been more efficient, could have done less of those.
Lends legitimacy to the cause for sure when you can name off all those people.
It gives you some credibility and it builds your resume.
Yeah.
You just gotta trade some time and energy for it. And sometimes you might be better trading that time and energy to yourself and making money off your career in a sustainable way.
Roy, I appreciate your time. This is the longest flying formation ever, maybe. I might have talked to Kazmega for this long. I'm not sure, but I've enjoyed picking your brain about all this shit, and it's been fun. But I got two more of these how important questions to rattle off, and then we'll wrap things up.
You're like, you need to stop fucking talking so much.
No, not at all. I've enjoyed this, and I don't have any time limits, but I feel bad like you probably got to get to work or some shit here eventually. But
not till 6, fortunately.
Oh, okay, all right. So, anyways, how important is having a manager? A lot of these are questions I ask a lot of people and get answers on both sides of the fence, but it's nice to contrast different artists' opinions with one another, you know? So yeah, how important is a manager?
Sorry. I was just making sure I work at 6 and not 4. Can you re-ask your question one time? I heard most of it, but sorry, I spaced.
Yeah, how important is having a manager?
I think it can be very beneficial. How important is it though? Like there's still just an order of priority. Like really we should just lay that out next time. I think it's important, but it's important for you to make good art and content before that. You need something to manage to have a manager.
Yeah.
Unless that manager is managing your day-to-day as a project manager as well. If you have a project manager who is linked in and understands how to be on the business side of stuff, hell yeah, that'd be sick. They absolutely deserve a cut. But remember, if you're not making money, it's very unlikely you're going to get a manager unless it's someone you grew up with who's just so passionate about the game. They can give their energy to it, and it's what they want to make their craft.
10% of nothing is nothing. So yeah.
Yeah, 25% of nothing is still nothing, right? So like, quick math.
Yeah. Nailed it. Yeah.
Important, helpful, but it's not the most important thing. I would mentor a manager to manage me because I'm at the point where fucking sometimes just having a babysitter in the room makes me work, or like, you know, I'm like learning project managing in a more sincere way so that I can like direct my traffic a little bit better because I know what's important. It's just systematically doing it over and over week after week.
For real.
While balancing life.
Have you ever had a manager? Ever had anybody in that position?
I mean, like, I think when I was young, I like we'd call my friend my manager because that was like our intention when we were like 17, you know, but it obviously didn't work out like that.
The old, like it looks more professional if somebody's emailing about you than it does if you're emailing about yourself or whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been doing that forever now. Like, yeah, I saw people start posting about it. I was like, oh, you guys just started doing that? Buy a domain and put fucking bookings on it. Like, come on, man.
Right.
But for my tour, like my buddy helped be my sort of tour manager, so to speak. But again, like he's not from the music world. He was someone who was just down for the cause, and that was sweet. Yeah. But I've never, and like times I'd manage him. That's my boy. You know, we had a good time. But no, I've never had like a formal like music manager, but I've had some consultants who I've sincerely taken advice from.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out, but I've learned a lot. So.
Right on, man. So last one of these, this is a new one that I've only asked a couple people, but how important is finding or having the right romantic partner for an artist?
Well, I think it's, I mean, for anyone, I think that's an important thing. If like, unless you're like not, if you have a sexuality where you're like not into someone at all, you know what I mean?
Well, sure. Yeah. Unless you're asexual or whatever, but no, specifically for artists, do you think the art grind is easier if, you know?
I think you need a support system to have I think healthy relationships are important for any sort of craft or pursuit, including music and art. Obviously we need to write about our experiences, and some of the best art comes from pain. So if you have like, it's the whole joke. It's like, if
Yeah.
you have stability, what are you going to write about? I don't fully buy that, but still have pain and stability. They're not mutually
That
exclusive.
duality is exactly why I asked this question, is yeah, to see if people are like, no, I write best when I'm heartbroken. I write best when I'm single.
Man, I write
Or
best whenever I sit down and write,
yeah,
period. I'll just write about how I feel at that point. I need to write, period. Writing best is sitting down for me, and I can still like access old memories. But obviously, it's like nice to have an experience to write about. But no, I would rather have, if I had to choose, yeah, stability and a great romantic partner that builds me up in all the ways you could want from a partner that is a mutually beneficial
hell yeah,
fucking partnership.
yes
But
sir.
sure, there's other benefits otherwise, you know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah.
cat's getting in the way. Cat's getting impatient. It's like, I need camera time.
My God.
All
Sorry.
right. So just to wrap this thing up, man, I always ask people the same couple of questions. Can you describe the local Edmonton hip hop scene?
Not be meeting, not meeting its potential. I would say it's not as together as it could be. I don't think everyone needs to be doing charity work for each other necessarily, but I definitely think there's like it's a very clicky scene. There are some lots of cool people in it. Don't get me wrong. I don't even mean it in like a salty way like that, but it's very clicky. I think there is obviously like a very sonic, like a very clear sonic stamp of generally what people think is from Edmonton. It's definitely like that grimy kind of underground boom bap, like Western Canadian style. Like that's very synonymous with like the bigger like acts that came out of Edmonton
Yeah.
previously. But I think now there's like a new wave of rappers that are much more contemporary, and they're quite large. And I actually don't think a lot of like
Rapper
local hip
Friday and
hop
stuff
scene
like that.
yeah, those
Yeah.
guys. But I'm saying like a lot of local hip hop heads don't know those people,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that's like great. How, you know, but I don't know. It's fine, man. The internet, like I said, the city's the biggest. It, the internet is the biggest city in the world, and like
Yeah.
for me, like I love rap, and like I said, I've gotten into like the legends of hip hop and done some homework in that sense, and I love it as a craft. But like you, you know, it would be sicker if there was a scene here. That's like I was talking about Montreal. You know, there's more of a built-in natural fan base. Obviously, we could grow
Yeah.
faster,
Hell yeah, man.
opportunities, but like until like the biggest people really lead the way on doing that, it's like how do you like what's the best way to support your local scene, I guess? Like also like make good music and I'll fucking want to go to your shows. Period.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. Like that, like
The thing
how
that
many
trips
times
me
can
out though, bro, is that there's like 20 different people that I could just kind of list off the top of my head who I think are actually like really dope MCs in Edmonton. Like,
yeah,
I think there is all sorts of talent out there. It's
I don't think there's probably 20 that I would listen to and be like, nice.
okay.
I don't think so. No, I don't think the talent pool is as deep. I do think some people are slept on. I do think there's like more producers here and more engineers than people are aware of. There's probably more rappers, you know. Again, that's just to my personal taste. Like
Yeah,
I'm not the fucking
of course.
I don't think there's 20 sick rappers from Edmonton. I couldn't fucking name you 20 sick rappers. I could probably name you like the 10 biggest ish ones and like
Well,
how
we
I
mentioned this earlier, how I'm much more tapped in than most people are. I can,
yeah, I mean, but like if yeah, send them my way. And I don't even know if I'll agree with you though. Like, I don't know, maybe
fair
depends.
enough.
Like, again, our tastes are different. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm not
definitely.
trying to be disrespectful or on some fucking pedestal. I think, you know, I like to think the music I'm putting out is good. Like like Bad Habits is more of a symbolic of a new era, even though that's like not the only track. Like all the stuff I had come out before that was like 5 years old, 3 years, 4 years old at that time. But the scene has opportunity to still come together. So even to your point, the fact there's a bunch of people I don't know about, like, you know, that's an opportunity for me personally.
Or they might be guys that you know, but just like, you know, maybe you don't hear when K Blitz drops every third week. You know, like there's a lot of guys out there making a lot of music. You know, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, and I'm not going to list off a bunch of different artists for you to be like, yeah, he's good or
well,
he's
yeah.
not. But like,
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's not like a fun game. So I'm not going to just come here and start trashing people.
No,
Like,
exactly.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah. I'll send you some links afterwards, so we can talk
sure.
about this in private afterwards and maybe
Yeah,
play
not
that
until
game.
I'm having a good time. I'm no whatever.
Right. Yeah. Can you name some artists? This is another thing I always ask everybody because, you know, I told you this at the beginning of this show that it's about
Yeah.
spreading love. And I try to lean into the positivity of everything and build the scene up and, you know, build networks and help artists find each other. So can you name artists from Edmonton who people should be up on, in your opinion?
Yeah. Well, obviously, I would like to say like my homie Patty. We just got to put out more music. Post Meridian.
Post
I
Meridian. I
think
was
he's
like,
very
huh, Patty? Okay.
but like it's funny on that note, I don't think people from the scene really know him like that. Definitely not from the rap scene, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Like, who are some people who really stand out from here that I feel like? So, sorry, is the question like who do I think needs to get heard about that isn't yet, or like
Yeah,
that I would
if
like
somebody's tuned in right now from Toronto or Winnipeg or Vancouver or wherever,
Toronto,
and they don't know
Toronto?
much about the Edmonton scene,
Uh, well, I mean, I feel like Arden is probably like the biggest artist out of here recently, and he has like really cool contemporary music. Like Arden is pretty good. It generally makes good songs, like good jams, with some dope bars in them too. Like he's got his own sense of style. Um, I'd say he's probably a guy you should check out, and like that would be like a cool first impression of Edmonton. Like that's probably one of our best feet forward, like undeniably, like in most people's opinion, if they ever listen to him. So
yeah, okay,
hell yeah.
right on, man. Any shows or tours that we can plug that people should be,
Oh,
prepped and ready
uh,
to buy tickets for?
no shows officially lined up. I might do, like I said, I might do something this summer and maybe even in the fall, depending. I got a few things up in the air loosely, but nothing guaranteed that I'm like too like that I'm absolutely locked in about. But I will be releasing some more songs. I got a track called Pronto with my homie Matt Burnell. He's really dope producer. He's another guy I got a project sort of we're working on. So this will be our first official release. The project with me and Post Meridian is gonna have a lot of like all original stuff and probably also like remixes and like variations of production. Like additional versions and stuff that we'll put out. Like some will be more electronic, or maybe we'll get some the verses. We're just gonna do a bunch of exploring on that, and trying shit. No real shows. I'll do the Mitch tape. Yeah, I don't know. Just stay locked in.
Yeah, for real. This one just kind of generally, what's the best way for people to support artists in 2024?
Ooh, I mean, word of mouth is always great. Like that's the easiest, cheapest, freest way. If you like something, put it, share it, or even just tell your friend about it.
Yeah.
Not saying like become a walking billboard and salesman for every artist you like. It's just not that possible.
No, but if you know somebody who is into hip hop and
Hey man, I think you might
some
like
dope
that'd be great.
artists,
Yeah, bring a friend to a show. I think obviously, like I've said it a few times, financially supporting the artist you enjoy, if they're making good music and good products you would actually want to buy, hell yeah, do that.
you can't say it enough, man. That one needs
If
to
you're gonna
be
buy a
said all the
t-shirt,
time.
like can you buy it from a local artist, not just musician, but any sort of like brand or something? I think that's a good way to think for sure.
Yep.
Keep the money in your community. Yeah, go to shows, share our art, buy our shit, enjoy it,
Yep.
indulge in it, have arguments over it, make lip sync videos to it.
100%, man. Yeah, those are all great answers. I get basically the same answer from everybody on those ones in a different selection of words or whatever. But
the best way someone could support my career is buy 10 tickets to every show I play and 10 merch bundles and send it to everyone.
Just angel donate. If you're out there and you've just got too many millions of dollars, like if Daryl Katz or whatever the fuck his name is watching this, Daryl Cates is watching this, feel free. We could use a sponsor for Fly Information
over here. A couple M's for Big Mitch. That'd
be the best way somebody could support. Yeah. Okay. So where can people find you most of the time on social media? Where are you most active, man?
I feel like Instagram, I'm probably the most active. Instagram, Mitchell Lawler. On Spotify, anywhere you listen to music. I mean, I'm on TikTok. I'm probably going to be posting on there more. So, but wherever you find me, wherever you take in stuff, I hope we connect on there. And it's probably just my name or Big Mitch, .org, bigmitch.org.
Dope. All right, man. Thanks for your time. I appreciate you doing this a lot.
My pleasure.
It's been fun.
Have fun cutting this up of me yapping on giant.
Well, I'm going to send you it's going to be a fucking 6 gigabyte file, I'm sure, but I'm going to send you that and you can help me cut clips. I should have
finished my points. Yeah, my bad. No, we totally talked about that actually. That's so fun. Fuck, man. I should have been more locked in, man.
It's all good. That's half the fun of these podcasts, man, is not being locked in. This isn't the CBC. You got more than 7 minutes to talk to me. You can
2 hours and 20 minutes of me fucking blabbing.
Ramble, man. Why not? This is the platform for it. I appreciate you coming through, dude.
My pleasure. Do I just leave the Zoom? Or how do I get out of here?
I say end meeting for all right now. Peace, man. All right, so that was Fly in Formation. Holy, Deeswax is still in chat. I appreciate you being here, you and everybody else who's still in chat. That was an extended Fly in Formation. Had a lot to ask Mitch about. It's been a long time. You know, I've known that guy as, you know, a fellow artist for a long time. We've had a lot of discussion online over the years about various topics, but it was cool getting able to, you know, actually have a real discussion and get into shit, chop it up a little bit more. So I hope everybody enjoyed that as much as I did. Let's see, coming up on Fly in Formation, I am talking to K-Blitz next week on Tuesday, so that's June 11th, talking to K-Blitz. Through June, I'm doing every Tuesday and every Saturday. So June 15th, I'm talking to Big Tones. He's based out in Saskatchewan, dope MC. June 18th, I'm talking to Young Prince Beats. He's a producer here in Lethbridge. June 22nd, I talked to King Juss. He's Toronto based, and I got a chance to meet him at a show a few weeks ago, probably a month ago now, but that was fun. I'm looking forward to talking to him. That'll be June 22nd. June 25th, I talked to Imperative, Toronto-based producer who's going real heavy in the boom bap lane and working with all sorts of dope MCs lately. Looking forward to talking to him. June 29th, it's Alchemy the Linguist and Donnie Sage right here from Lethbridge, hometown. And yeah, lots more coming up. We got weekly mixes after the smoke is clear at Sick Radio, where DJ Dice and I pick our favorite new releases from across the country every week, mix them into an hour. And if you're not, you should be checking them out. Mixcloud.com/Doobyis is where you can find those. Doobyis.com is a thing as well. You know, I don't normally plug my own music because I haven't been releasing a lot of music because I've been so focused on Fly in Formation and After the Smoke is Clear for the last several years that it's all got backburnered. But just yesterday, over on Doobyis.bandcamp.com, I dropped a project. It's called Circles, 5-track EP entirely produced by my homie Josh the Butcher. People are liking it. I'm getting good responses on that one, so check that out. We'll get it to streaming platforms soon enough, but until then, Bandcamp exclusive steez is where you can find that. I appreciate people who subscribe. I appreciate everybody for all the support and all the love. And yeah, thanks for coming through, guys. Catch you the next one.